Boom. We are live. Alrighty, everybody. We are on to session 23 of Roll for Severity's OG campaign, our homebrew D&D adventure. We play every second Sunday at 5 p.m. PST, right here at twitch.tv/rollforseverity. In the in-between weeks, we have Mel's campaign, which is also run every other week. If you're looking to watch or rewatch or catch up on any of the past episodes, subscribers have access to episodes immediately after the air over on our channel as VODs. For those who aren't subscribers, all episodes are uploaded to YouTube 1 week after they initially air. You can find us on YouTube by searching Roll for Severity, or there's a link somewhere down below the stream somewhere. I'm Ominous Giggle, the DM for this campaign, and I'm joined by my fantastic players, Not Nathan, Mel, and Jeanette. Unfortunately, Jamie is sick today, so she is not attending, so Mel will be taking over Theo for the session. Hopefully Theo gets well soon and is back up to snuff.
I love Theo.
Before we get underway, there's a couple quick things to go over. One, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This includes that from direct donations, bits, subscriptions, and sales from our store. This month's charity is the Community Health Empowerment and Wellness Project, or the CHEW Project for short. They provide provisions, resources, and education for LGBTQ youth and young adults facing barriers such as mental health, poverty, homelessness, substance abuse, sexual health, and queer-related barriers. They also offer no-cost counseling, crisis intervention, peer support, STI testing, and a drop-in office for basic needs, support, and more. You can find their website, chewprojectyeg.org, or on Twitter, @chewprojectyeg. Those links are also, once again, down below the stream somewhere. I think that direction. I think it all depends on your layout. Anyways, the store is up on tpublic.com/users/rollforseverity, or once again, you click the link down below the stream. I actually just recently got in I used my bonus action to cry shirt.
Okay.
So I've been wearing that all day. It makes me smile, and I've gotten a few weird looks from people because I went to Costco earlier.
It's mostly because Costco won't know.
No, but the people who I got weird looks from people who seeing just what it says on the shirt. I love it. But without further ado, to my players, what happened last time?
I tried to get laid, I failed. Though conveniently, he still likes me. He doesn't push me away, so I'm allowed to cuddle. And maybe subtly, intentionally seek out just physical human interaction without being super flirtatious, and he's fine with it. So that's cool, I guess.
Theo got picked to leave the tower, and based on his absence, I'm guessing that didn't go well.
You're voted off the island. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, our group is very much split right now.
Oh, right. I advocated for I'm the ranged person. Please let me stay inside so I can detect things from the roof. That's how that conversation happened. I remember. Am I one of the only people left at base?
Nope.
Yeah.
Currently, there's two groups. There's the away team that consists of Vic, Emondor, Aramin, Tasserim, Vorgir, and Theo. It was originally supposed to also include Annah, but Annah tried to swallow her slug, which did not go well. Meanwhile, at the temple, you have Orbidir, Cran, Thimold, Merrick, Sylvania, Kay, and now Annah.
So, Theo's outside of the party. Oh, Cran is on our team. Cran is on our side.
Yeah.
Because Annah clearly didn't bond. No, not at all. Didn't bond at all with the cook / armor maker / doesn't matter. Just jack of all trades, Cran, who's amazing and awesome in every way, shape, or form, and should be the first person you acquire if you ever make a video game and she's a character you get. If this is Suikoden 4 and you have to recruit 400 different people, and you're just you see Cran, she's like, I cook and I'm a blacksmith. You're like, you should come with me immediately. You're the most useful thing. That was the thing that happened.
recruited her. I'm really hoping that doesn't blow up in our faces. We shall see. I'm very scared for this session. I've actually had a lot of anxiety for the past 2 weeks over what's going to happen here because I wasn't completely honest with Cran. And the more I think about it, just the more uncomfortable I get about telling her some white lies.
I mean, specifically, you said we were trying to leave whatever means necessary.
You just didn't say who or how or where.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's fine. She said she wanted in, not knowing all the details, but knowing we wanted to leave by whatever means necessary.
Sweating bullets.
That's okay. Anna doesn't tell lies. Kay believes his own lies most of the time, so he really can't be accounted for telling lies that often. And Syl's gonna try and break into the room thing, the 3rd floor, which is the thing we need to blow up, take care of, or one of the victory conditions for us to get the fuck out of this realm. Speaking of which, if y'all haven't heard, the newest WoW expansion contains the Realm of the Shadowlands, where we've been doing our D&D campaign.
Wait,
Who
what?
knew?
Do you want to?
They're clearly not a sponsor, but you should check them out.
Wait, is WoW actually doing a Shadowlands thing? It's been years since I paid any fucking attention to WoW.
Yeah, they announced it like 2 days ago.
Huh.
3 days ago.
Neat. I won't be playing it.
Neither will I, but you know what? If you want to experience the Shadowlands for everything it's worth, and
yeah, but that's not my Shadowlands, so it won't be nearly as fun. There's no Bogex. No Bodex.
We don't know that yet. They haven't released their version.
But anyways, so anything else for what happened last session?
It's the important bits.
Alrighty. So we do have the 2 groups, the away team, which is Vic, Emendor, Araman, Tasreem, Vorgir, and Theo. And they're currently hurrying away from the temple. Meanwhile, there's the rest of the group, Orbidir, Cran, Thimold, Merrick, Sylvania, Kay, and Annah, who are remaining at the temple to defend it. As the group is leaving, Cran is standing outside, fingers wrapped tightly around the hilt of her weapon. She is visibly tense, and she's just, like, very fixated, staring out into the shadows. You do see Orbidir, and he's kind of, like, getting ready to head up these stairs, and he turns to the groups like, "If you see signs of an assault being launched upon the temple, inform me immediately." And then he heads upstairs. And those of you who are at the temple, so you can see as the group is walking away and gradually fades out of sight. So what are the 3 of you doing?
Was I still sick in bed? Or did I make it down?
You were down. You were down. You made it down to see them off, but you are under the guise of I am sick.
Okay.
So I don't think right now would be the best time to show off your dancing skills and show how fantastic you feel.
Oh no. I still think I'm feeling pretty gross from Slugsworth. I just couldn't remember if I made it downstairs.
Yeah, you did make it down.
All right.
Kay is gonna go to the roof with. We had another ranged individual in this group.
Merrick.
I'm positive. Chances are, I expect Merrick to also be going to the roof. In relatively near future, but I'm going to go up there to scout.
Currently, you don't have access to the roof.
Well, fine then.
You've never been on the roof.
I want to try, because I know Merrick has access, and I want to be like, hey, so should we go, like, to the roof? What's the game plan? Then that's what I'm going to do.
So you're trying to get Merrick to take you up to the roof?
Yes. That's what I'm going to go with, because it seems like that's the best way of getting a vantage point, and we need someone to see if something horrifying is going to happen. It's either him or me.
As you're asking about going to the roof, Merrick is looking at you very confused.
Like,
He hasn't been on the
isn't-
roof either.
what? How haven't you been on the roof? You've been here forever.
We don't have access.
So you're telling me that no one can shoot a decent distance has access to the roof where we would get the most distance to kill things.
And he kind of looks up at the roof, and if you remember from the description of the temple, it's essentially an upside-down pyramid that's like partially buried in the ground with a dome on top.
That seems fine. That seems like we have the perfect ability to shoot shit from it. Y'all are drunk if you can't stand on a circle. Like, what are all your weak bow skills? Kay's just gonna be like salty. He's like, y'all fucking suck with a bow. Damn it. And Kay is going to casually storm out the front door, I guess.
Okay.
And like, keep watch. Let's call it that.
Okay. So you're standing outside, and as you kind of come out, Thimold's standing there, and he's like, if you want to take first watch, you can. We'll swap you out in 4 hours. And
Aye, Capitan.
And
Kay
Thimold heads
does
inside.
very sarcastic over gesture, and he will claim his watch out front. Should be fine, really. It's not like Kay cares about shadow monsters, or does he?
I don't know, does he?
I don't know. He's scared of the boga, or whatever the creepy thing that almost wiped our party is.
Yeah.
He's fucking terrified of that.
For good reason.
So Kay has some sense.
Only some. But anyways, that's what Kay's up to.
Okay. Sylvania, what are you up to?
Is anyone in the training room at the moment?
High or low?
Hi.
Yes, there is someone in the training room at the moment. As you kind of peek in, you see that currently Thimold, after having, I guess if you'd gone up there while Kay was going outside, then technically there wouldn't have been anyone in there when you first went in. But shortly after arriving, Thimold would have been walking in.
Okay, so I walk up and I go, no one here, and then immediately behind me,
Then-
someone here now.
Yeah, as you're like kind of like looking at the doors, and like you hear the door behind you creak open as Thimold walks in.
I was looking at the door when he walked in.
You're in the vicinity of the door.
Do some stretches. Throw them off your tracks.
Roll me. Actually, no, yeah, he doesn't really pay much mind as he walks in. He sees you, but he doesn't. He's not like, "What are you doing?" or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled
what
a
is
suspicion
what is
check.
he up to once he comes in?
Sparring partner, sparring partner.
I
He's
don't
gonna
think
get his ass
anyone
kicked.
wants to spar with me, just saying.
Thimold is like entirely covered in plate mail. He's the guy that I can't.
I
he's
took
the
out a
walking-
person that I wasn't sparring against. I don't think anyone wants to actually spar against me.
But at the same time, he was a walking fortress. Like, I couldn't even, like, every attack I threw at him just went thing. Didn't matter what happened. It was just, he's literally the walking fortress. He
But
would
how
be
is
the
his dex
perfect.
saves?
He would be the perfect person for you to fight. Because if you can't kill him, no one can. I mean, what?
So when he comes in, you see him kind of picking up essentially a weighted practice sword. He's got his shield with him, but he's picking up just wooden practice sword, and he's essentially sparring with one of the wooden dummies.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. I'll leave.
Okay.
Kay, who is not present, is still disappointed.
I had been doing that target practice thing with my catapult.
Yeah.
Had I done that today? Am I down 2 spell slots?
No, you'd have already taken out, because you didn't miss any of the targets. You have not expended any spell slots today.
Okay. I guess I'll go down to the main area and kind of just hang out. I don't have any plans. I'll probably work on dog.
Okay. As you head down there, you can see Merrick sitting at one of the tables. He's got a book in front of him. And aside from that, I guess, what is Annah doing?
So Annah is going to stay around Cran as much as she possibly can. So if Cran's in the main room downstairs, she will be there.
Cran's outside right now on watch.
Oh, Anna's going to be
Wait.
right beside her on watch. But actively, like, she never uses her quarterstaff, but actively, like, trying to lean on it, like, oh, standing is so hard, and using, like, a discreet firefly to make me look sweaty, like, by warming my face and person. I want to look like shit.
Okay.
So, but I stay around Cran because I said I wouldn't leave her side, and I probably have to leave her side, but I'm going to try and be there as much as possible.
Okay. Cran kind of like looks around, like, so, like noticing, okay, it's Kay outside right now. And just kind of like leans down to you. It's like, it's okay. Go rest.
So outside with Cran.
He-
Excellent.
If you need anything, you call me.
I'm pretty sure you'll hear my Kay, who is probably eavesdropping, is gonna respond with, I'm probably sure you'll hear me screaming.
Yeah, you do scream pretty loud. Okay, either you call or you scream.
And then I will reluctantly pretend to, like, haul my sick self back while, like, looking fondly at Cran.
Yeah, your sick self.
Reluctantly.
And I'm going to stay in the main not downtown,
The main hall?
downstairs area.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like sitting on a bench, like, I'm in so much pain, but I'm stretching because I'm devoted to the cause, kind of thing.
You're devoted to the cause, are ye?
I'm a team player.
Okay. So after about 4 hours, Thimold comes back downstairs, and he kind of motions for Merrick to go out and swap out with Kay. And once, like, so, Kay, you have Merrick come out, and it's like, go rest. I'll got this for now.
Sure! Nothing happened. It was very quiet. And Kay's going to immediately walk back in, casually and, like, super relaxed but super confident. Like, that person who's been like, it's fine. No one would ever try to take Helm's Deep. That's a fool's errand. Tra la 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 la.
As a goblin runs in with the explosive and just... That was Helm's Deep, right? The goblin and the like water exit, the sewer exit or whatever it was.
Yes, the sewer exit was Helm's Deep. The other one was the Minas Tirith. I remember things about popular culture.
That makes one of us.
Is Cran swapping?
No.
They work her too hard. Okay.
So every 4 hours or so, Thimble comes down and he kind of swaps people out over the course of the day. And Annah, he doesn't send you out at any point because you were sick and supposed to be getting better. But Anna, you do note that Cran doesn't get swapped out at any point. So Cran is essentially staying perpetually on watch.
Okay.
As the day goes through and night does come and go, the second day is passing. Orbiter comes down and who would be in the main hall during the day?
I would probably be in the main hall during the day, just so I can
Depends.
sort of stay close to Cran.
If I was told to go take a nap, I'm definitely taking a nap because fuck working hard. That's not something Kay does if he doesn't have to. And also, it's probably my rest period considering Merrick just went out.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is like it's
it's
no
either
longer on the usual rotations just because less people around. But
Sure. So I'm either napping or just waking up from a nap and entering the main hall.
okay, we'll say that you're napping at the moment. Just because that is something that Kay would do and be very reluctant to actually getting up anyways.
So true.
Sylvania, high or low?
Low.
Low? Okay, you would also be in the main hall. Like I basically just wanted to see would you be on watch at this moment or not. But Orbiter comes down and you see him kind of talking with Thimbled, and I want the two of you to roll me perception checks.
Oh, with pleasure.
Oh, wow. That's really bad. 9s across the board.
You're supposed to get 10s across the board.
No.
17.
17. So Anna, you don't hear what they're talking about. Sylvania, you do pick up a little bit of what they're talking about. Orbiter is mentioning to Thimbled that he's going to be going to the meditation room to bolster the shield. And should an attack occur, to inform him immediately, regardless of whether he's still in the room or not.
A meditation room to bolster the shield. Interesting. Who else is awake near me?
There's Thimble
Annah.
and Anna and Orbiter who are in the room at the moment. Cran and Merrick are currently outside. And Kay is asleep.
Alright, I'll grab Anna and go to wake up Kay.
Okay, how are you waking up Kay?
Probably just like slapping him.
Not with dog.
No, not with dog this time. Just a nice.
Mm! What did I do?
Is anyone
Ow!
else in Kay's room at the moment?
Nope.
Doesn't matter now. They're all awake. I mean,
Well,
but
it was
specifically,
more if we could
it's
talk in here.
Merrick, Vic, and Theo are the people that would be in my room. Merrick is out on watch. Last I checked, because I'm in
Yeah.
bed. Vic is in the hunting party or whatever Theo's group is doing.
Yeah.
And Theo is obviously not present. So literally, you
Okay.
slapped me to wake me up. And I fucking yelled at you for being the worst.
Okay, so like after Kay's done yelling at me for being the worst, go. They recharged the shield in the meditation room. So, do we have a list of everyone? Did we figure out everyone that could do that? Because the meditation room, they'd be alone, and if they just never left the meditation room, no one opens the closed door, right?
So imagine every anime you've ever seen with the
Okay, Zero.
ellipses, ellipses, ellipses. You should talk to Annah. She did a
I
thing
brought
in
Anna
there.
with me.
Is Anna present in my room
Yeah.
at the moment?
I like to think I'm president. I'm like,
Okay,
"Oh,
cool.
anime."
I wasn't speaking to you. I was speaking to the players when I was doing the ... K gives completely blank face. I think Anna might know something. No.
Because one of the ways that we could help is by making sure the shield goes down. So if they need to recharge it so often, and the person who needs to recharge it doesn't do so, then, the shield would go down, and then they can do their thing.
I don't
That
know.
sounds smart.
It is smart. Orbiter can bolster the shield. Keyman-Door can bolster the shield. I don't recall who else can and if they are here presently.
Wait, you said in the meditation room. Who goes to the meditation room a lot? I wouldn't know. It's upstairs.
Kassarim, who's not here.
Kassarim's not here. He left, right?
Tassareem? Yeah,
Kassarim.
She left.
Sure.
she is
That's
with she's with the away group.
Kassarim.
You're like Kassarim? I'm just like you're just like take random names that we kind of remember, we're just like conglomerating them together.
Fix that. Sorry.
Is that not how you communicate?
That
who
is
you
precisely how
again?
we communicate.
Aaron? Is it
Uh,
Aaron? Is it Aaron with the Aaron next to the Aaron?
No,
I'd love to know.
It's Mathan, I think.
Or-
Excuse me.
You're
I
Mathan?
go by not Nathan, NATO, Nastigator, and Kozlowski. You can take your pick on which of these you refer to me as.
You're always
Or
not
we
Nathan.
could. The other option, instead of taking out a person, is we investigate the meditation room and see if there's something in there specifically that's powering it.
I
Because
nominate
if we just
Anna because
disable
she's
that,
sick.
Then
I nominate Anna because she has a reason to not be here. Down here
and
at all.
Aaron, there were 2 meditation rooms, correct?
Nope, there's only one.
Oh, there's only one? I thought there was 2. Okay.
Nope, only one
There's
meditation
one.
room.
Don't have to figure out which one it's in, just need access to that specific room.
There are 2 suspicious rooms. The one that's on the other side of the training room that we've never seen inside, and then the meditation room itself. Because
Well, Anna's
I don't
been
think
Anna's been in the meditation room.
Yes,
But
I have.
Yeah, but she was in it as a tiny squirrel.
Nope, she
One
went in
sec-
full size.
Invisible.
You were invisible?
No, you went in.
I stepped
You also
in.
went. Did you also not go in and meditate?
No,
Oh,
that
I have.
was.
I
or
did.
you
I got
did?
my
I
spell
thought it
slot back.
was.
But
I thought Theo was
she
the one
went
that
to-
did that.
But she went to meditate, but she didn't actually investigate the room, did you?
No, because I'm a dumb big
If-
old dummy.
Because I remember the first time Anna went in, she was a itty bitty tiny thing. Because I could swear, at least in my head, it went. You went through a crack in the door in the kitchen into the meditation room, and
That
then
is
something
not at
in.
all what happened.
Okay,
You
well
are
that's
hallucinating, not
absolutely
Nathan.
that is absolutely how my brain remembers it.
So we've
It's
got two
Anna-
different campaigns here going. We've got the campaign that all of us are playing, and we've got the campaign that not Nathan is playing.
Cool. All right. I clearly missed a loop then. My bad. I'm gonna be over here drinking.
Anna was invisible, stealthing around, and she opened the door, and Emandor was like, "Weren't you told not to open the door if it's closed?"
I would need to wait till tomorrow, but I could throw together something that could detect magic and bring that into the room, and that might point us in the right direction.
Mhm. I could also just check it out. I have every right to be in the meditation room as well when it's not in use.
I mean, we all do.
But don't we all have spell slots?
Orbiter, badeb. The
Orbideer.
boss man is in there right now, based on
Do I
what
know
Syl is
that?
saying.
Oh, okay, I do know that.
Based on literally the conversation that Syl just eavesdropped on and informed us about, he's gonna be in that room. So
For undisclosed amount of time.
So next opportunity, we should take a look in that room, and if you don't find anything, Anna, then tomorrow I can put a thing together and go in and investigate magically.
So the summary is Anna needs to go investigate to see if we can do things.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario, we can try just burning down the entire room and see if that stops it from happening.
Oops, a candle tipped over.
Here's a counter idea to burning. While Orbideer is away from his office, why don't we go in there and see if we can find a clue to the passphrase for the magical door?
I nominate Anna to do that because she doesn't have to go on suspicious watch because you're sick.
Okay.
Kay looks at you with very suspicious eyes because you are clearly not sick in this very specific moment.
Yes, I'll do it. Prince, get out of my face, Kay.
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan? Little sleuthing, little detective work. Hearing any nays, so yeah.
Okay.
But before I would go to Orbideer's office, I would want to stop by Cran outside and give her. I'm gonna cast a spell. It's a first level spell. I'll roll for magic. I want to produce good berry, so I can feed her because they're not giving her any breaks, and
Okay.
it's really upsetting to me. So
So
I will
roll
roll.
me that wild surge chance first.
7
Okay.
or
17. Okay, so you did not surge. Okay.
17 in the clear.
You really didn't surge.
Yep. So you managed to produce good berries and take them outside, and as soon as you walk outside, Cran kind of like looks over at Merrick, looks over at you, and just like, you should be resting.
And I will be, but you should be eating.
And
It's
I'm
like
gonna
as you
present-
cough in your hands, and then
Wah!
So gross.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
just gonna
haven't
like.
developed germ theory yet.
she kind of takes one of them, looks, it's like, is this cranberry?
Oh God, is it?
No.
No, it's
They're not
not.
cranberries.
I like your sense of humor. No, but you should eat it. They're really good. Merrick, do you want one?
Is Merrick around?
Yeah, Merrick's standing not too far away from Cran at the moment.
I'll side eye Merrick and like offer him. I don't know if he trusts me enough to take him.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh. All right. Yeah, that's a 5. They're really tasty.
He just kind of looks at you as like, I'll pass.
And once I'm sure Cran has her fill, I'll say, like, I'm going to go rest now, I promise. I just need to feed you.
Appreciated. And you see her eat the berry, and like she sticks her mouth. Just,
Uh-oh. They are good for you, so.
they're good for you. They may not taste great.
Oh, crap. Well. She recovers a hit point. I don't know if she's lost any, but.
She hasn't lost any hit points, but
Okay.
but she is full for a day.
Perfect.
So yeah, as you head back inside, you can actually see Thimold currently walking towards the front door. And he kind of looks down, kind of like wondering why you're coming back in. Or like wondering why you're even outside, I guess, is...
Yeah. I'm going to say, I know I was sick, but I just want to feed everyone so we're on our best. There's magical berries. I'm going to offer him one as well.
Yeah, he'll take the berry and kind of look at it and... Oh, good berries.
All right.
He heads out front. Shortly thereafter, Merrick comes back inside.
I'm so sick, so I'm going upstairs.
Okay, so
Kay is going to assume that Merrick's probably going to end up in his room. Or, well, I'm going to assume that I'm doing nothing as Kay until such time as Merrick comes into the room and wakes me up inadvertently because he's going to bed. The stupid possessive bastard that I don't hate, but I'm infusing Theo's hate properly today because Dad's not here to be spiteful, so therefore someone needs to be.
it's like someone has to be giving Merrick a hard time. But yeah, after a little bit, Merrick does come back into the room. Sylvania, would you have taken off by this point, or would you be just sitting in there pestering Kay?
No, I would have taken off after we made our plan.
Okay.
And Kay would have definitely been like, back to bed.
Merrick walks in, and he's not attempting to be quiet, but he's also not attempting to be loud and noisy. But he kind of looks, and you hear his cot kind of creak a little bit as you hear him lay down on it.
Kay will get up at this point, begrudgingly.
Okay.
And he's going to go find food. Whatever our equivalents of breakfasts are without Cran actually not being on guard is going to look like. It's probably going to be like oatmeal, or like maybe a black and white fruit, or like a granola bar, maybe a Pop-Tart. That'd be great. Kay would really appreciate a Pop-Tart.
They don't have Pop-Tarts right now, but...
Right now! That implies Pop-Tarts are in the universe! Yes! Excellent, sorry.
There may be equivalents. They're not necessarily going to be called Pop-Tarts, but there are absolutely fruit-filled pastry sorts within universe.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's Kay wants
wants
food.
them.
And he's going to seek some form of food.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to be able to... there's some food set out, essentially for the people to kind of munch on as... especially with Cran outside, there's no one to actually prep meals. So it's all like...
How
quick,
dare they?
It's all quick and easy stuff. But currently the main hall is empty. So Annah, as you head upstairs, where are you heading to? Are you going to your room? Are you going straight to Orbiter's office? Are you stealthing?
I'm gonna do a lap around the stairs. So when you come up, I'm gonna walk by Orbiter's office, listen to see if I can hear anyone in there, but I'm not gonna peek in.
Okay.
And then make my way by the meditation room to see if that's closed.
Okay. Roll me a perception check when you get to the door.
Come on, woo! Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You don't hear any noise coming from the room.
Okay.
And as you head down and around the corner, the door to the meditation room is closed.
All right. And then I guess rather than going back on my heels, I'll just quickly complete the lap around the floor.
Okay.
Just to see if I see or hear anyone else, like maybe by the training room and stuff. I want to make sure I'm as alone as I can be.
You make a trip around. Are you peeking into the training room, or are you just walking by and listening?
I'll peek in. That's allowed.
You peek in, and currently it's empty.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, then I will happily saunter off to Orbiter's office.
Okay. Are you using invisibility, or are you not?
How many should? I feel like I want to use this sparingly. Fiddlesticks.
It's up to you.
I'm
I'm not saying you have to or anything like that. I'm just curious, just so I know what state you're in.
I'm not gonna use it.
Okay.
Gonna try and be sneaky.
Okay, sounds good.
It.
So you get to Orbiter's office and you jiggle the doorknob and it is unlocked. And so you step inside the office. What are you looking at? What are you looking for?
So I guess specifically I'm going to single out his desk and any drawers or books on top of his desk that might be like a diary or a log of some sort. Anything that looks like it pertains to his day-to-day activities.
So rummaging around on the desk and rummaging through the doors, you're not seeing much different from what you had when you first got here. Like, some of the books on the table have changed. Looking like whereas before there was a book more so dealing with demons and banishing them and like how to destroy a demon within other realms and all that kind of stuff. You're now seeing more things related to undead and stuff like that. And then in one of the drawers, there was the keys that you had found before and left behind. But yeah, you're still not finding anything where it's like a journal of any sort from Orbiter.
And all of the drawers in the desk, if any, open. Nothing's like locked away.
Correct. Actually, let's pull up the room again. Yeah, so if you had, like, you'd be in here. Yeah, the desk itself, you had gone through the first time you'd been through here as well. Let's see.
I got you, boo.
Yeah, like, you'd been through the desk before and didn't have any issues. Like, you didn't find anything really. There's the bookshelves that were on the north side of the room. There was his bed, and then there was a chest that was padlocked.
I'm just gonna take the keys, try and use them on the padlock while making sure I'm listening to see if I can hear anybody coming towards the office at all times.
Okay, roll me a perception check then, just for trying to listen for things.
Definitely.
17, okay.
17.
So you take the key and you put it into the padlock and turn. It's a little bit stubborn initially, but you do manage to give a little bit of extra strength, a little bit of extra gumption, and the lock does open.
Sweet. Opens the chest.
Within the chest, there's various things. There's some bottles. There's a couple small, like, boxes inside that have just like loose scrolls and all that kind of stuff. Mostly blank. but you do spot a book that on the front of the book is the same symbol as you've seen on like the floor of the hall, that like sun sigil. There's also a folder that has a bunch of loose papers in it.
I'm gonna go peruse the folder first while still keeping an ear out.
Okay. So within the folder, as you're like looking through, these seem essentially like background or like notes for each of the people that are at the temple, as well as many others that you have never met, most of them marked deceased. Is there any in particular that you're curious about?
He-Man door, because I think he can bolster some of the shenanigans here, if I'm remembering correctly.
So Emandor, on the sheet, it mentions devoted acolyte and priest, exceptionally talented with abjuration and shield magic, and he's marked as loyal.
Oh, let me skip to Cran, please.
So looking through your, like, you're looking at like the names at the top of the sheets initially, and you're not finding Cran, but then you do find one that is marked as the Blood Rain Orcs. And it kind of it does a little bit of background as to like what, like, where they were brought in from. It's like captured as slaves after scouts sold them out in exchange for their life. Violently effective, best utilized as frontline fodder. And there's a list of about a dozen orcs. Most of the names crossed out with and written deceased. Cran is the only one left that hasn't been crossed out of the list, but with a note beside it: refuses to fight, now cooking and blacksmithing. If they lose the ability to do that, they should be disposed of. And then in a note, not loyal.
I hate them more and more. It's a slave.
There are also sheets that mention the four of you as well. Like, as you're like flipping through all of them, you also see sheets in there mentioning the four of you.
Oh, good. What a... I want to hear what they have to say about us.
Yeah, before I read that, what I want to do is quickly put the keys back in the drawer or wherever I had found them.
Okay.
Close the chest, dummy lock the padlock, and then hide under the bed to finish reading.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay. So you put the keys back in the drawer. You kind of dummy lock the chest. It's kind of so it's like sitting like propped to look like it's locked. And you crawl under the bed. It's a little bit dusty under the bed. But you kind of like wipe out a spot and put the folder down. And keep on reading. Who's next?
Okay.
Okay. Versatile in close and ranged combat. Childlike behavior. Loyalty unknown.
Hey! Perfect!
Oh, and also
So
on each of your sheets, it also mentions wanders from the material plane that have stumbled into the Shadowlands, and there's a question mark. Camp on the temple, working in exchange for, and in quotation marks, cure for the taint. Sylvania, excessively curious, shows mechanical inclination, unsure of utilization of pet, loyalty unknown.
Hey, I'm in support of loyalty unknown. I really am.
Theo.
But didn't know.
To be fair, I've specifically not used dog in front of them.
Yep, that's why it's like unsure of utilization of pet. Theo, novice magical abilities, antagonizing Merrick, slightly withdrawn, loyal as long as they believe we can cure them.
Oh shit, there it is, man.
So they can't cure us.
I love that there's a bit specifically about Merrick. I wish Theo was here. Okay.
It's fine, probably.
Anna.
Shape-changing magic, befriended Cran, possible leverage, question mark. Sneaks around a lot, not loyal. Be cautious.
I'm not stealthy, yo.
Anna is Anna's our problem child in this one.
Yeah, and there's like if you want, I can quickly go through the list of the others if you want, but that's up to you guys.
I want to know about Vic. Can we know about Vic? Please know about Vic.
Let's do infinite abs.
Vic, mute orc, tongue cut out. Owes life debt to High Priest Nabaral. Current position given in service to that. Loyal.
Okay. Syl, is there anyone in particular you're curious about?
No.
Okay.
Let's be honest. Theo's gonna want to know about Merrick just because.
Yeah, let's do Merrick.
Merrick. Returned home after we had cleansed his village of suspected taint. Was told it was Shadowlanders at fault. Short-tempered, blindly loyal.
Ooh, so they fucked over his family. So I'm like, that's a very, very valuable use of information. Because that means Merrick isn't loyal. Or at least Merrick has conditional what am I saying? I'm metagaming. Kay knows nothing!
Kay knows
Might
nothing.
not know he's responsible. That's a Merrick question, which I'm not going to ask. I suppose while Anna's here, still keeping an ear out, she would just briefly peruse the rest of the files just to see if there's anything involving the shield or someone that's proficient in shield magic, kind of like Emendor.
So going through the list, like there was Emendor who had mentioned exceptional talent with aberration shield magic. Araman, devoted acolyte, shows desire to become a paladin. Once prepared physically, placed under Thimold to complete paladin training. Loyal. Thimold, devoted acolyte, rose to rank of paladin within the order. Loyal. Tink, street rat turned acolyte, excellent in stealth and mimicry, ideal for spying and scouting. Loyal. Tassarim, inept in studies, but shows promise as fighter. Loyalty is questionable. Vorgir, criminal background, loyalty to acolytes as long as we keep the law off his tail. His criminal record currently has him marked as deceased.
So we should write down whoever isn't loyal, and then just note everyone else is loyal and subject to probably murder us if the events occur that transpire that get us fucked.
On it.
I'm just gonna say, because as my role of K, I write down nothing.
Okay,
Which is why we have weird things like Anna turning into a squirrel and sneaking through a crack in the wall between orbit.
Exactly, because we rely on K's memory of events, not on the actual findings or actual truth of the matter. It's fine.
It's like a very deranged game of telephone, except there's only one link missing.
Yep, that's fine. I'm the missing link, and I'm also present for the things that happen. It's probably fine, maybe not. It's irrelevant.
I just imagine it's like someone's like, okay, it's like an event occurs, and like minutes later, someone looks at Kay, it's like, okay, Kay, what happened? And all Kay hears is just like the old like dial-up connecting noise in his head. Yes, those and like there's a long list of or there's a whole bunch of other sheets that like have people that you've never met marked deceased and stuff like that.
Right. In the folder itself, on the inside and outside, no handy dandy keywords written on it.
Nothing on the folder.
Go figure. Okay.
There was still the book that was in there as well.
Listening to see if the coast is clear or if there's no pitter patters. I want to quickly like scoot out from under the bed, put the folder in, retrieve the book, dummy lock it, scoot back under the bed.
Okay. And yeah, with your 17 from before, like, you stop and you listen and you're not hearing anything, and so you kind of scooch in, grab it, scooch back onto the bed. And the book is somewhat like a journal. It's not like day-to-day activities, but more like just notes. And some of the notes seem to be more like someone taking notes and like, I'm being taught something, so I'm writing it down so I remember, kind of thing.
All right.
But roll me an investigation check as you're perusing through the handwritten notes.
Oh, why you do me this way?
Because I'm a horrible monster.
Oh, that's a 12.
12. Okay. So you go through and you find a few entries of a note. And like, you're specifically looking for things in like the door or the barrier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You do find fairly early on a entry mentioning the door. And how in every temple the password to the door is different. And in the margin you see the words, "Solar's light will purge the darkness."
The dark is... All right, got it.
Looking through, you also find mention of the portal, and notes that it is only able to be opened from the material plane.
They're lying about getting us home. Sorry. Telling you something you already know.
Well, I already know.
Well,
I guess they could still open and send us home, but I'm sure it's all just a lie.
There's going on beyond that, though. There's mention when moving supplies through the portal, it must be done quickly, as the shift in energy tends to draw the denizens of the Shadowlands. So the portal does open, just not from the inside. There is... The journal also mentions later on Solar's Eye. And it mentions it consumes more powerful spells in order to activate on contact. At least
it doesn't say what kind of level.
No.
Spell.
At least 3 pillars are required to maintain stability. Do not activate with less than that. Passive energy output can be utilized to amplify spells.
Passive energy can be used... Sorry, one more time, my friend.
Passive energy output can be utilized to amplify spells. And then the last entry that you do pick up on, the structure, it's talking about the temple itself, and it's mentioning that the structure is, or has silver runes woven through the walls. When activated, can erect a protective barrier around the temple.
All right, but not what we saw, like not the pillar of light, but just the shield around. Okay. Okay. If that's very promising, Annah wants to quickly put that book back, having thoroughly been satiated, lock the chest, listen, and get out while she can.
Okay. As you put your ear to the door, roll me a perception check.
Oh, fuck a dick.
Oh, this could be bad.
Could be bad. Oh, it's a 15.
15.
That's better than average.
You can hear footsteps coming down the hall.
All right. Book is away. at this
Yeah,
point?
yeah. This like you've put everything away. You're like at the door, like listening to make sure you don't just like open the door and walk into someone. But you can hear footsteps approach or coming down the hall.
Not worth the risk. Invisibility.
Okay.
Roll that. Wild surge. It's a 9.
Okay, so you didn't surge.
Let me
Is
use my
Anna,
last
is
spell.
Anna like wild magic surge just turns into a potted plant? It's just like, why
It's
is
like-
this plant here?
I don't know. Plant.
Don't ask questions.
And when I do invisibility, what I want to do is stand on the side of the door that opens outwards. My brain's not working. I want to be able to scurry through the door if somebody opens it.
Okay.
So I don't want to open. Yeah.
You don't want to have it open in front of you,
Thank you.
creating
Yes.
a wall. You want to be on the side so it opens, and you can like as soon as they've stepped through, you can squeak out.
Preferably.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. So you hear the footsteps and you've gone invisible and you're kind of like standing up against the wall. Pet, pet, pet. As they get quieter and you can start to hear the tunk, tunk, tunk as footsteps are going down the stairs.
All right. Lucky me.
But you can give it a minute or two or whatnot and sneak out of the room.
Great. Great. I want to stealthily go to what is my bedroom
Okay.
and
Yeah, go ahead.
peer inside. Peer inside the door. Is anyone there?
Nope.
Right. Okay.
Wouldn't
Go
I be
inside.
there?
Oh, Yeah.
Did you actually go back up to the room, or were you downstairs still? I'd
Oh,
assumed you were downstairs.
I was thinking after bugging Kay, I'd probably have gone to my room. Might
Okay,
be
then
working on dog.
Okay, then absolutely. Like, Annie, you peek into the room and you see Sylvania sitting there, dog partially opened up, and just Sylvania like elbow deep in dog.
him. I'm gonna take out invisibility. Anna's in the room. Oh,
I
Sylvia
kind
got
of
some
like
information.
acknowledge and then like go back to arm deep. It's like
Nonchalant. I think we have a password. A password for the door that's over there.
that's useful.
And I'm just gonna relay, just blabber
Yep,
back
just
everything that you told me.
Yeah.
Because my notes are terrible. But the password, that's the biggest one. When are we gonna do this? We have a big step. We got a plan. We got a way in.
So, does it need a password and a key?
Uh,
I can pick the lock. I like pull my arm out of dog, like covered in grease, just like reach into my hair, getting grease all through my hair, pull out lock picks, just like, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine like you think into your hair, you just pull out like one of like the bobby pins, and you like starting bending out, getting ready to use the lockpick.
freaking love it.
No, I do have actual lock picks because
Oh,
I do have actual thieves tools.
Oh, I know you have actual thieves tools, but that's still just like based on your character. That's how I kind of imagine it. Just like, oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
because you can also change your kit into whatever, like all these other kits.
True.
So I imagine it's like, oh yeah, I got a bobby pin that you like bend down. It's like I can use the lockpick.
I don't know if there's a lock for you to pick. I didn't read anything on that. I was kind of in a rush.
Well, if it's a password and a lock, then I can just pick it. If we use the password, I assume that makes it so that it doesn't explode or whatever in our face.
Maybe. Okay. So I'm gonna specifically mention Solar's Eye and how we need like powerful spells and whatnot.
I wonder if that's like the dome thing.
Yeah, it might be. I'm not
Dome,
sure.
eye, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that actually might not be relevant. Okay, I'm just sharing with you for the hell of it. Here's what I'm thinking is you go inform Kay. I'm gonna sleep because I'm sick and get a little bit of rest. And
How
then
long is it
we-
until I'm supposed to go on watch at this point?
Probably within the next hour or two. Actually,
Okay.
Yeah, probably within the next hour or two, it'd be Thimold swapping you out.
Okay, so do we want to do this now or
Ooh.
after we've all done a watch? Because I think Kay is
Uh,
either
I'll,
right before or right after me.
I'm
Okay, would be
pretty
right
sure I'm
after.
right after. I figure I'll be right after you. Anna's free to roam the premises as her volition, because she's sick, because
Sick.
she's throwing up slugs, the bitch. And, well, Cran's perpetually working, so
Well, I'm fairly confident nothing will attack until we either get the shield down or the beacon down and
the question
inform
is
our
whether
lady
or not.
friend.
I mean, the question is whether or not we'll get attacked, as in our party, when some one of the
Well,
many
I'm more
variables.
thinking like we can do a watch without worrying about burning spell slots is what I'm currently thinking.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I
Like,
don't think anything's going to attack us until we've sent the hey, attack now sort of thing.
yes.
Yeah.
So we could wait one more set of watches, or we could do it right now, is pretty much the idea.
I'm in
Right.
favor of one more set of watches so I can try and regain like a spell slot. That's how a short rest works, right? Get
You
one
need a
slot.
lot.
Depends on your class.
Ah, frig. I prefer
Everyone
a
other
short
than a
so I can
warlock
meditate.
needs a long.
I'd like to meditate.
Oh, meditate. That
That's what
was
I'll
a
do.
different thing though.
No,
Um,
it is different. I just remembered I can get maybe a spell slot back.
Yeah, druids only regain spells after long rest. But right now, Orbiter is currently in that meditation room,
He is. Yeah.
and
So-
you do not know for how long.
But we just got the key to go upstairs, which I think is the other way to mess with things. So we kind of have like a route to mess with both things, I think.
maybe it depends. There could be two entrances to the one room.
The
One's
fact
the
that he's
obvious
in the
one.
meditation room right now means that he won't be going upstairs
That's
right now.
our perception. We don't know if the meditation room also doesn't lead into that locked room via just other means, just so that there's a real way, so everybody could be like, yeah, I know. And then the meditation room's the secret way, which there's some magic-y bullshit that allows you to phase through a wall, or there's a fake wall or some shit. Because none of
I
us ever
haven't made
bothered
any
to
of those
check.
assumptions yet, though, because I'm assuming that people just go the normal way.
Could be.
So like if we go right now, we know that there's the maximum amount of people, not us, are outside or busy in meditation. So, like I think there's one person that's currently sleeping in Kay's room, and like
Merrick.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Merrick's around, but he's sleeping, so like there'd be no one to like step in on us, assuming that he continues meditating.
All right.
Actually,
I'm with you guys.
also at the moment there is someone who's somewhere that you do not actually. Yeah, there's someone is somewhere that the two of you do not know, because Anna heard footsteps, but you do not know who or where or what.
Right.
That's true. I didn't have the foresight to say
That could have
this was
been Bird Friend, but Bird Friend was pretty hurt.
Tink. Yeah.
Tink.
Tink is down. I'm gonna stay in this room under the guise of puking slugs, and if you wanna try the lock, I will be keeping an ear out and ready to spring at you.
You can shapeshift into animals, right? Can you shapeshift into small ones?
Yes, I can. I think I still can. Let me double check that. I don't think I've been a panther. Yes, I can. I can help you out with that. Sil, what do you got in mind?
Okay, so you have that like telekinesis thing. You talk to people with your head.
I'm gonna say yes, I do, but in Sil's head.
Okay.
Okay, so you. Yeah, so. So you talk to people in their head. Can you do that while a tiny animal?
That's a really good question. I assume so.
But I have to be within a certain distance of you.
Just taking a look at wild shape. Um,
Yeah, just trying to transform into a beast of CR 1.5 or lower that doesn't have flying speed. And then the telepathy, I just need to be within 30 feet of a creature that understands at least one language. Simple ideas and concepts. I don't know if it works from animal. I'd say that's DM's discretion.
you retain the benefit of any features from your class, race, or other source that can be used. Use them in the new form physically capable of doing so. So yes, you'd still be able to use the mental communication.
Oh, bitchin'. Doesn't say that on mine. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and
Sure.
like, what is your range? You said you had a limited range.
About how wide is this room that we're in? Is the room like 30 feet?
The room that you're currently in is 20.
So like bigger, a little bit bigger than wall to wall.
So if you were to sit just outside the door of the training room, and I went into the training room and tried to open that door, could you like telepath me if someone started coming?
Training room's pretty long.
Yeah, I'll put up the training room again. The training room is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 feet long, so you would not be able to from the door.
But I could chitter, make some sort of sign, signal.
Cool.
It's risky, but yeah.
I guess we could do simple without you being a small animal. If you were just like by the door, if anyone came around the corner, you could just say like, "Hi, Zill, are you training?" or something like something innocuous,
Yeah, I'll
and
like
that
knock
tells
on
me
the
to.
door. Zill, are you in there? Zill?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so something inconspicuous. And did you give me the password for the door?
Yes, I did.
Solar's light will purge the darkness. Huzzah.
That almost seems too obvious, but at the same time, okay, we'll see.
How did we not just figure that out?
It's so obvious that it's hard to figure out because you're like, no one would make that their password.
The password. The password.
It's like, Professor,
What
1,
is the
2,
password? Password.
3,
So
4,
make sure I got this right.
5.
It's Solar's light will purge the dark.
Yes. Solar's light will purge. Oh, sorry. Solar's light will purge the darkness.
Darkness. Okay.
Darkness.
Okay. Should we get K, or should we let K sleep?
How does K function better? Knowing the plan or by the seat of his pants?
Seat of his pants.
All right,
from
let's
my
do this.
understanding.
We'll just do it live.
Probably.
See, you say that, but even if Kay knows the plan, he still goes by the seat of his pants.
I guess knowing the plan doesn't
So
change
seat of
anything.
my pants
so
is the best option.
we save the time of not going downstairs to explain the plan if we don't tell him the plan.
I'll just have to infer my own solutions, and the two of them will have to deal with whatever that may be later.
Fallout. Oh, the fallout.
Okay, so let's go then.
Yeah, I sure wish we had Theo's thingamajig, but hopefully Theo will figure out when to use the thingamajig.
I have the thingamajig.
You have it. That's
Yeah,
I
Theo
have
gave,
the
it, Theo gave it to
thingamajig.
Sylvania.
My apologies.
hooray.
Okay, so the two of you are going to try, like, Annie, you're going to stand outside, and Sylvania's going to go in and try and activate the door? Is that
What I
Yes.
actually want to do is kind of stand like here around the corner, listening for someone's coming up the stairs. To which case I'm gonna look like come around the corner and like go to the door and like, Syl, are you in there? Like a clever ruse.
Okay, and then Sylvania is intending on being inside the chamber.
I will bring dog with me as well. Not riding, but with me.
Okay. And then Kay, downstairs, what are you doing? You've
I
munched on
was
some food.
I was getting breakfast. I've gotten breakfast. What would Kay do?
Kay's been left more or less alone, minus Merrick, who's sleeping in the bedroom, for a fair bit
Is
of
there
time.
From what we know, is there anyone else in the other? From what Kay knows, is there anyone else in the other rooms?
Um. do, do, do.
Because we have four. There are 4 rooms. Merrick is in one of them, where I would normally be. I'm actually out here somewhere. So the question is, are there people in these rooms, or would Kay have a reasonable assessment otherwise?
I believe Tink's supposed to be in one of those rooms.
Yeah, Tink is, as far as you're aware, Tink is in this room. Because that was the room they were brought in when they stumbled in, all wounded and all that jazz. That is also the same room that Thimold stays in.
Okay.
You have no idea if anyone or who or what is in
Kay's
this
gonna
room.
eavesdrop on this room.
You're gonna eavesdrop on it?
Yeah, Kay's gonna want to know if there's like any sound emanating from it.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
I'm going to click on a bunch of things and see if I click the right one this time, because I never do.
11. You're not hearing anything coming from the room.
Cool. I'm gonna open the door and walk inside. Well,
So-
stealthily. Let's be clear. I'm gonna open the door, close it immediately, and see what's in the room.
Okay. There's more cots.
That's what I'm expecting. Kay's gonna rummage through other people's shit. If assuming that now in the room, Kay's acknowledged that no one else is present.
Yeah, there's no one else present in this room.
Perfect. If there's people's shit in this room, Kay's gonna rummage through it.
There's also
Politely.
There's also not people's shit in this room.
Fuck.
This room has 4 cots, and that's it.
Rude ass
the
motherfuckers.
cots. Looking at the cots, you can tell that they have been used in the past, but
Are not currently
they're not currently in use and haven't been used for a while.
Cool. So then in that case, Kay would go back out here and probably over here, because he knows that there's a high chance people are in this room. He's going to do the eavesdropping shenanigans to this room as well. I'm assuming you're going to make me roll perception again.
Yeah, might as well get you to roll perception. You already found the button once. 9. You also
I
don't hear
did.
anything coming from this room.
So Kay, as before, is going to open the door and see what's inside.
Okay. So you step in the room. You do see a few cots in the room. You also see a few crates that are kind of like pushed off to one corner, right underneath the base of the stairs, essentially. And like the room is kind of awkward to navigate as well, because the stairs actually do like curve through part of this room.
Yeah.
And so you're just kind of like ducking on, like you bend down, you can see the one cot that's laying there, and just kind of like.
So
It sucks
so
to see sleeping in that one and
this
just abruptly sit up.
this is almost Harry Potter's bedroom with slightly a little more room for more cots.
Yes.
Perfect. Kay is still going to, if there isn't other people's shit, which I'm expecting there's not, there are crates, so Kay is going to rummage through the crates if possible.
Roll me an investigation check.
Is it good?
That's a
Kay's
2.
I'm betting Kay is going to struggle to open the crates, never mind actually seeing what's inside them.
You know what? Let's go with that. You grab the one crate and you try and like lift open the lid, but the crate has been like wedged into the corner, and so the whole thing is just kind of like the lid's just kind of like pinned in place, and you're like, and like because it's like a heavier crate, like you're just trying to like pull it out a little bit and just not budging. So it's just stuck there. Just like
Kay is going to
this crate.
spend an inordinate amount of time focusing on trying to investigate what's in this crate because it's closed tightly.
Roll me a strength check. See how much of an inordinate undetermined amount of time Kay spends on this. 13. Okay.
More than I should,
A lot more than you
but
should.
not as much as I could have.
Yeah. Yeah, more than you should, not as much as you could have. You eventually manage to, like, wedge it away from the wall just enough to try and get, like, the lid, like, partially propped open. And looking in, you can see a bunch of stuff that looks like, it looks like people's stuff. It looks like you see some, like, backpacks and stuff like that in there.
Gonna rummage through people's shit to see if there's anything that Kay finds of value. So shiny objects, weird objects, or potentially magical objects that just are things that look to the mundane eye out of place.
Okay. Roll me one more investigation check.
Hopefully it's better than the last one.
Well, it can't be much worse.
Hey!
Nat 20. Okay.
It's better than the last one.
You had one potential for being worse than the last one, so
Yeah, worse than the last one was a critical fail. I did much better.
You did. So rummaging through the box, and like once you realize, oh hey, there is stuff in here. Like you wedge it a little bit further out, and you manage to get the lid off the crate. There's a bunch of different stuff. Like there's a bunch of different like bags and stuff like that in here. Most of them are very mundane. They're not of any like obscure note or anything like that. But as you're rummaging through them, you find some various things. There's some stuff that has names marked on them that the names you've never heard. They don't really mean anything to you. There are a couple of as you're rummaging through, you do find a let's see. You do end up finding a silver locket that is in the shape of a diamond. And you also find where is it? You also find a set of boots that, like, well, most of the stuff in here is kind of like beat up and grungy. The boots are abnormally clean and abnormally well kept.
Kay will take the things that seem to Kay will take anything that seems of value to him. So like things that have names on it are interesting, and therefore he'll take them. So if it's like jackets or what, like things that are easy enough to conceal. Obviously, I'm not going to walk out of this room fully laden in a completely different outfit than I've normally been wearing. But like boots, I could probably pull off different kind of boots. Because no one's really going to care about black and white boots. And like the necklace, I can shove in my pocket easily enough. So Kay is reasonably confident that he can low-key change out these things, or at least take them with him.
Okay. So are you swapping boots, or are you leaving your boots behind, or are you taking your boots and just like kind of like trying to hide the boots as you leave with them? What are you doing?
I am actively currently checking out the boots I have, which are probably garbage. Kay's going to change his boots.
Okay. So you go and you put your boots into the box and you put on these new clean boots. I just need to make a
We are gonna watch these boots be like cursed or some shit, and like I'm just going to like always have to tell the truth again I mean, wait, not the first time in this campaign, but like it's like Kay ever lies to begin with. But
Can't lie if you don't know the truth.
what's the truth to me is
Well,
is very different.
well, that's the fun thing about spells like Zone of Truth is like they can't lie, but if they don't know something, or they just don't want to tell you, they can subvert the truth. They don't have to tell you the truth. They just aren't incapable of lying. Okay, so I've made.
Kate should be good at that, being from the Fae.
Well, that's the thing, though. I don't know the difference. Because think about it. I know how to talk in circles for days. But I actually don't know the difference between the right way to talk in circles, the wrong way to talk in circles, and what the information I'm being told to applies to, right? So, like, the truth, what is the truth is whatever has been told to Kay. And Kay just accepts that, even in the Fae, because that's what a kid does. If you tell a kid something, they believe that to be the truth. So the Fae just did that, and Kay lived that way until he was 18 and he was kicked out for reasons. And so because of that, Kay doesn't have like a really good concept of truth or lies. It's the only reason Kay knows something's truth or a lie is either someone told it terribly, and so like, or Kay doesn't understand, like that can't possibly be real, or someone else in the party claimed suspicion on it, and Kay trusts the people more in the party. I have hiccups. Oh god.
Talking to circle, hiccup. Talking to circle, hiccup.
I regret everything.
Okay, so Kay's rummaging through. I'll add in
Kay is
mundane
upgrading
boots and...
his equipment based on shit in very tightly closed chests.
Yep.
I'm assuming I'm adding this locket and this pair of boots to my equipment, even though I don't know what this pair of boots is yet.
Yep. Yeah, add them as items, and then I will add in more details later on. Okay. So, Sylvania and Annah, you are going in right now for the door? Is that the plan?
Yes.
Okay.
Assuming that I didn't walk into the training room and like 5 people were in there.
No, there was no one else in the training room when you walk in. So as you head in and Annah kind of takes her position, Theo.
Oh, hi. Okay.
It's like sudden shift for Mel, considering she's covering Theo today. So the Holloway crew is struggling a little bit to keep up with Vic. His long strides and unwavering pace, more than most of you are used to. It's like trying to follow Narok.
That's exactly where my mind went.
Just slightly shorter. Vic is slightly shorter than Narok. And like the group is hustling throughout the day, and as night and darkness starts to settle in, Vic kind of turns to Airman, and you just watch them kind of stare at each other for a moment. And Airman nods and turns to the group and is like, "Right, forward, we don't have time to deal with riffraff. Keep your eyes up for any signs of movement. If we're engaged, be prepared to run. Crack a flash rod, and we book it. Should disorient them long enough for us to get away. We don't have too many, so it'll draw more to the area, so don't fall behind. You fall behind and get caught, you're on your own. This mission has to take priority over any individual, so keep quiet, keep close, and keep out of sight, and keep moving. And I want you to roll a perception check as Theo.
As Theo, yeah. Theo's special form up.
22.
Ooh, 22.
Okay.
Good job, Theo.
So you're all keeping your eyes open, keeping watch as you're heading through. And you're not finding it hard to keep track of where they are, like, but you notice that both Airman and Vic kind of are very adept at kind of maneuvering through, even despite the darkness, maneuvering around hostiles with relative ease. There's a couple of times where they kind of like stop, like everyone just kind of like having to back off a bit further, as like you see like a pack of shadow hounds moving along, like just at the very edge of your vision. But as morning is approaching, Vic stops and pulls out a pouch that he would given by Orbiter before leaving. And he reaches and pulls out several roots that kind of resemble, like, they visually kind of resemble ginger. And he breaks off a chunk and shoves it in his mouth and nods to Airman, and Airman kind of turns to the group and is breaking off bits and passing it out to everyone. He passes a piece to Theo as well.
So what is this? Quietly.
It's like, it's wake root.
Oh,
And,
it keeps you awake.
and like as like Tasserine was going to be getting it a couple of people after you did, and it's like, wake root? Hell, Orbiter must think we really got something important if he's expecting us to rush with this. And Airman Khan's like, it's wake root. Imagine coffee, but drastically more potent and significantly worse tasting. It'll give you an uncomfortable amount of energy for a couple of days, or for a day or so, and then there's a hard crash. Here's hoping we're done with all this shit before that hits.
My favorite kind of energy is uncomfortable. Theo's gonna begrudgingly chew the morsel.
So as you put it in your mouth, like just immediately, it's like bitter taste just floods across your tongue, and you can't help but gag a little bit while you're trying to swallow it. But after a few minutes after you eat it, like, the tiredness you were kind of starting to feel from having been hurrying along for the past 8 hours kind of fades away, and you're like, oh, I'm actually feeling good. And then you kind of think back to the venture to Stoneforge and pushing on those extra few hours. It's like, if only I'd had this then.
Exactly where my mind went.
But I'm gonna get you to roll, like, as the group is like kind of like getting a little bit of a rest in at this point. I'm gonna get you to roll a perception check, and I'm gonna roll for the others here.
Absolutely. Come on, everyone, roll high. Oh shoot, I think I rolled Anna. My bad. Boop, boop. Oh, it's significantly worse. A 5.
A 5. Okay. So most of the group is like kind of focused, like chatting a little bit amongst themselves, and as everyone's kind of like choking down that wake curtain, just like they're a bit distracted by the fact that, like, this thing, it does legitimately just taste awful. But you feel a cold sensation on your back and then through your chest. And as you kind of gasp as this chill surges through your body, and looking down, you can see this ethereal hand protruding through your chest. And as it pulls back, you gasp as you can feel the strength being drained from your body. you take 7 points of necrotic damage. And
Theo, do you have like resistance to this?
I do not know. Does Theo have resistance to necrotic?
No, I
know.
don't think Theo does.
I don't think
Boo.
Theo does either.
Okay, sorry, that was 7 points.
7 points. Yeah, 7 points of necrotic damage, and their strength score is reduced by 2.
Well, it's not like Theo was strong to begin with.
So
I mean, what?
giving me a 0 for my modifier. All right, thank you, kind sir.
No problem. And you feel queasy and you look around. You can see several more black amorphous shapes emerging from the shadows and reaching out towards the group. Are you saying anything or doing anything?
Oh, yeah.
After just having this...
Like, I'm assuming I'm the only one that's felt this so far. Everyone else is just not noticing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like shout super loudly as if to bring other denizens upon us, but I'm gonna call out to the group like 2 arms behind us, like try and get their attention.
Airman kind of jumps a little bit as he looks and like kind of sees you, like kind of a little bit worse for wear. And seeing this figure behind you, and you just hear him go like, "Cover your eyes and run. We got race. Let's go." And you hear a crack as he pulls out a rod, and I basically imagine a glow stick about that long, and you're just cracking it. But then a sudden eruption of blinding light starts up. You kind of have to shield your eyes as this light just cascades out from this run. You hear it thump to the ground. You can hear the footsteps running in the direction that you'd originally been going.
Okay.
And you can also hear the screeches as the creatures kind of reel back from the light. Between the abrupt flash and the sapping of your strength, you're a bit disoriented, but you know what direction they're going. What do you do?
I run. Theo runs with all of his might.
Where? With them? Away from them? What are you doing?
Oh crap. How are we like a full day away from the
Yes.
temple? Frig. Would Theo theoretically know his way back?
Theoretically?
Without a guide. Yeah,
Theoretically.
You know what? Theo, boo. No, Theo can't take on a whole bunch of wraiths. I think Theo's gonna run with the group for now.
Okay.
Because those wraiths were obviously hostile and not like a helpful distraction. So,
Okay.
safety in numbers.
Yes,
right now.
helpful.
They were quite the handful, actually.
Yep, one handful of chest. So you race after the group, and as your eyes just kind of like readjust to the darkness after the sudden abrupt blinding light, you do like you quickly catch up to them as you're running, and you're running along with them. And after about 10 minutes, like initially, like you can see this light behind you. Like every time you look back, it's there. Like you can see that it's getting further away, but it still always seems that abnormally bright. But after about 10 or so minutes, you kind of take a look back and you watch it kind of fade and go out. But the group is hurrying along, and despite the sapping of your strength, despite the fact that you'd already been traveling for quite some time already, you're moving along with still feel energized.
Okay.
The weight crude obviously giving you a bit of a boost. it takes the majority of that following day to actually reach the point that Orbideer had set out for Vic to try and intercept or for the Wave group to intercept the group that they'd that Tink had informed you guys about. And you find yourself in a bit of a, not quite a canyon, but there's like rock upcroppings on both sides, and it's can I pull this up? Can you see that?
I sure can. It looks awful.
Yep.
No, like your map looks great. I just.
Oh no, I completely understand what you mean.
Oh God! Why? No. Theo's gonna die. And as such.
So as you get here, like there's rock outcroppings on both sides, like, and even into these areas up here and down at the bottom here, even though there aren't actually rocks visible, like the rock wall does kind of continue along.
Definitely. We're fairly enclosed.
Yeah. But you gotta get here and you look around. There's some withered trees in the area, and Vic just kind of is looking around, just like kind of nods and like nods over to Airman, and Airman's like, "So this is where we're gonna set up ambush. Everyone, take a quick look around, see if there's anything we can use to kind of help funnel." And so, what are you doing?
Is how tall are these rocks? Like, are they Theo scalable?
Theo could roll like athletics to try and climb them. They're not like Theo can just walk up and be like up. Like the rocks do continue going up higher.
Okay. I guess Theo's gonna talk to. Sorry, Vic's not leading this.
Yep, Vic.
Who's leading this?
Vic.
Yeah. Okay. Theo's
He just can't talk.
He can't talk back. So Theo's gonna say, Vic, I might be of more assistance up on higher ground. How does that sound to you?
And Vic just thinks for a moment and just gives you a quick nod.
Good. And then Theo is going to try and find the safest looking sturdy rock to sort of attempt to climb up.
Okay. North side or south side?
Those are the questions. Let's go south side.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check.
Oh no, that's with my sapped strength.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll this, but then subtract 1 because I don't know how to fix Theo's sheet on the fly.
That's fair. It's also not necessarily a permanent change. Okay, so 18. So despite the sap strength, that the wake root kind of like still giving bountiful amounts of energy, Theo is able to kind of scale up the rocks. It's not a fast process by any means, but does manage to get up onto this ridge up here. And is able to kind of like take a little bit of cover, like get like staying low and like just back a little bit. Meanwhile, you can see like the rest of the group down around, like they go and they kind of tear down one of the trees and just kind of like sprawl it across the like the gap here. Basically just trying to like force the funnel into one specific direction. And as the like it takes a little while. It takes about an hour of them like just like trying to get things all hunkered in before they kind of the majority of them like hunker down. Eamon coming in, like Eamondor's plunkered back here. Vic and Vorgir are kind of right up at the front. Tasreem's a little bit further back initially. I think I had logs. Sure, I've got logs. They've kind of like placed like like the trees in here, just kind of like trying to block off a little bit of that route through. And like looking down, like you see like Vic kind of like looking up to watch you, and gives like a half-hearted thumbs up. And Theo, you hear a voice in the back of your head. Just I gotta find where it was. And he just here. Well done luring so many from the temple. Though, it would be wise to escape before Ilbodire arrives. There may be no chance after. He doesn't know who you are.
Giving him a heads up.
Sorry, you were silent for the first half of that, unless you were just mouthing words.
Oh. No, couldn't you have given him a heads up? Theo will say.
There was no reply.
Yeah, I figured that wasn't two-way. Okay. Frig. The wake route lasts a day?
As far as you're aware?
As far as I'm aware. Cool. Alright. So Theo is going to wait for the first signs of commotion. And maybe pop off a rogue blast or two before trying to slip away.
Okay, so you're waiting. Your plan is to try and wait until the fighting starts and then run.
Frig, hang on. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Got the power of wake root and uncomfortable energy on our side.
Uncomfortable amounts of energy.
Nope.
Gratuitous amounts of energy. So you kind of hunker down and you're waiting for probably another close to an hour before you hear the clattering of a cart being pulled along the rocks. And slowly you can... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Slowly you can see a group gradually start kind of like off in the distance start coming into sight. And as they're getting closer, you kind of start to make out about 10 or so people moving along. And at the forefront of it is an undead dwarf. And they're pulling along a cart, and on the cart you can see a large chest. What are you doing?
I'm gonna look to Vic. Does Vic look like he's given some like hand signals about? Does he notice them? Does the group appear to notice the approaching denizens?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like as the clattering of the cart is like getting closer, you kind of see them all like perk up and like kind of step back in, taking ready positions, weapons drawn, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I wanna try and make eye contact with Vic and have my hand up, like, oh yeah, I be in this, buddy. Like, does he notice me like looking at the ready?
Yeah, he looks up and he makes eye contact with you and kind of nods, and then
Okay. And then I'm gonna just like kind of slink back a little on the rock. Not fully escaping yet, but like getting low.
okay. Okay. As the group continues moving forwards. Oh, now I'm on the wrong layer again. The group is moving forward, and you watch this one off to the one side kind of make a path upwards. And what languages does Anna speak?
Anna or Theo?
Or I mean Theo.
Yeah. So Theo knows Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Sylvan, which means she can understand Sylvania when she speaks.
You hear the one that the person who headed up north talking, but you can't quite understand what language they're speaking. You can roll a history check to kind of see if you can kind of glean what it is, even if you don't necessarily understand it.
Oh yeah, that seems like it's up Theo's alley. Bada bing, bada history.
10. You do not know.
Okay.
It sounds very foreign. But you kind of like as it's kind of calling out and then kind of moves back into position. You kind of hear as the group of them kind of like shifts themselves heading downwards. And then once they get to about here, they stop. And you watch the dwarf kind of just raise his hand up. And as he takes a couple steps forwards, you watch as he holds out his hands and a pair of great hammers forged from the darkness, and he grasps onto them. And you watch as the others begin to draw their weapons.
Also terrifying.
And you watch as the first few start running forward. And I'd like you to roll initiative.
Yes. Ching. Oh,
18.
That's an 18.
That is good.
Yeah.
So you watch as 1, 2, 3, 4. The undead dwarf starts running forwards, hammers in hand. Theo's turn. What are you doing?
All right. So Theo is going to misty step the hell out of this.
Okay.
So you better believe we're gonna briefly surround ourselves in a silvery, I guess, gray mist in this place. Teleport 30 feet the hell out of here.
Okay. Misty Step is a first level spell, is it not?
It's a second level.
Second level spell. Okay, so roll me that Wild Magic Surge.
Please don't become a potted plant.
7. Okay.
7.
You're
All right.
safe from becoming a potted plant for yet another moment. So you misty step away as you watch this dwarf come running forward. You misty step away, and like you kind of had like as you kind of poof away. What is Theo doing?
Theo is You know what? Let's just make this really dramatic. Oh no, Theo can't throw that far. Anyways, Theo's just gonna book it the way that they came, using the best of his abilities to retrace their steps. I don't know if Theo can track them, like their footprints and whatnot.
Okay, roll me a survival check.
Theo's good at those, right?
Nope.
Apparently not.
No, Kay's the tracker. Speaking of Kay, you are a blob.
You are a blur, good sir.
There we go. You have features again. So you run in the direction that you think you would come from, but you're not entirely sure. Things very quickly become very disorienting as everything kind of looks the same. Because you're not where you had been before, like how you got into that area, you don't even necessarily have the footsteps to kind of follow along. And so you just kind of are essentially guessing that you're running in the right direction.
Cool. How long do those torches last?
Which torches?
Not the torch, but the stick that we
Oh.
had cracked.
Yeah. That lasted 10 minutes.
Oh, it's long gone.
Oh yeah, that is long since gone.
Well, I'm hoping to find the husk of it on the ground as an indicator of which way Theo needs to go.
Okay. So as Theo is running through the woods and through the Shadowlands, roll, like, are you sprinting? Are you trying to be stealthy? What are you doing?
We're trying to be stealthy for the first, I'd say, 3 minutes out of there. Like boogieing, but trying to make sure that the other team isn't like following us to know that we fucked off.
Okay.
But after I've gotten about like 3 minutes or so, we're gonna full on sprint.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check. 13.
13.
Okay. Okay. So as Theo goes running off into the Shadowlands, also roll me a d4.
Single D4. It's a 1.
Okay.
Oh, it's a direction.
So yeah, you pick your direction and you go sprinting. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes after we take a quick bio break. So we shall be back.
Or will we?
I will be, at least.
Bye.
And 3. We are back.
Yay.
Yay! So Theo is currently running through the shadows, in a direction. Back at the temple. So Sylvania is currently in the chamber, or in the gym,
Yes.
and Annah is kind of tucked out at the corner there, and Kay is currently pillaging a box.
Hey,
Correct.
I need to up. I am a weak ass mofo apparently compared to my party, and so therefore I need to be better.
I don't think your legs or your arm's more durable than Dog's leg. You could probably beat Dog in an arm wrestle.
Well, valid. I'm still learning how to use my arm.
Fair.
It depends whether or not I'm telling Dog to do it or not.
I imagine Dog's leg just like locking up out of spite. So Sylvania, you enter the training room or the training hall. You head over by the door, and what are you doing?
I was dumb and didn't write this down. My character should know this. It was said like 5 seconds ago.
You would remember that. Oh God, which sheet is it? Solar's light will purge the darkness.
So I go up and first I'm going to take a look at the lock.
You're not noticing any physical lock.
Okay, there's no physical lock, so nothing to pick. So I just go up to the door and I say, Solar's light will purge the darkness.
And you hear a clunk as the one door kind of creaks open that little bit.
Okay, I enter.
Okay. You step through, and there's a stairwell leading up.
Looks like I'm going up.
Do I hear the door click by chance from where I'm standing?
Roll me a perception check.
I hope not. I hope you can't hear it from that far away.
Yeah, that's fair. Dirty 20.
You do just manage to hear a ding, but because of how far away you are, you're not sure what that tink is. You just heard that tink.
Dog must have hiccuped.
Oh,
Okay, so this
So-
is spooky.
And
Love that you can do circles.
so as you ascend the stairs, so you're at the top of the stairs here. Looking around. Oh, there we go. As you ascend the stairs, you find yourself in a large circular room. The floor is patterned with the same sun sigil as the lower floors. Evenly spaced around the outside wall are metal braziers, pale white and gray flames just endlessly flickering within them. In 4 points of the room, so here, come on, ping, and there. You see doors up against the wall.
Wait,
they're-
where?
they're
I didn't
heavy.
actually see the pings.
You didn't see the pings.
I
Fine.
didn't either, so I refreshed.
No pings.
Do you see my 0 foot?
No.
Do you see my ping?
Oh, I saw his ping.
Oh, I see why. Okay, so one door here,
Oh, there we go. Okay.
one door here, one door here. Because the measuring tool is more accurate more responsive for me pointing at something. So yeah, there's those 4 doors. In the center of the room, there is a large square altar, a stairwell leading up each side of it. On the corner, or in each corner of the altar, another brazier lit a flame. In the center of the altar, there's a raised circular platform. 4 pillars arise up from that, heavy chains leading to a vibrant yellow orb, about 2 feet in diameter, suspended in the center of in the center of the altar. Within the orb, you can see radiant energy kind of swirling and pulsing as it rises within. And beneath the orb, you see that same kind of like metal grate dome shape as you've seen on the lower floors.
Okay, so is the eye covered by the grate, or is the grate under it?
Underneath.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or I'm making the assumption that the ball is the eye. So the ball thing,
the
orb.
The orb is suspended in the air by these chains.
Okay. Anna, you would have told me about the eye, correct? And there was a thing about a certain amount of towers not
Oh,
to have it
yes.
function without.
Yeah, so 3 pillars required to maintain stability. Passive energy can be used to amplify spells. I don't recall the eye, or maybe I just forgot to write it down.
I don't think we know there was any information about the eye, at least based on what I recall.
Oh, so that was the other thing. Okay.
Well, the mention of the Eye of Solar was directly before it talking about the pillars and requiring higher level spells to activate and all that kind of stuff.
Whoops.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Solar's Eye.
3 pillars. So, but which pillars are they talking about? That's. So these things are fires on the edge.
Yeah, those are the braziers.
Okay.
And then there's 4 pillars that come up from this circular thing in the altar.
Oh, so you should blow it up. You have like remote
Okay,
detonated
so
explosives, right?
Not really.
Damn it! So you're
okay,
the
so-
person.
Oh, I can't move my own character, so I want
Uh-oh.
to like go up to like the altar. I can move dog. I can't move myself.
Let me fix. Give me my goddamn settings. There we go. Save changes. Now you can move yourself.
Okay, so I want to take a closer look from my Arcana knowledge and whatnot. Like, do I have any understanding of what's going on here?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay, I can do.
Also,
that.
Anna, roll me a Perception check.
Hooray! That means things are happening.
Nat 20.
my friend.
Okay.
Or 25.
Okay, good to know.
I got a 15.
A 15. So both actually roll me a straight intelligence check as well. Or is Arcana intelligence?
Yes.
Okay, never mind then. So with like from your knowledge both of like your mechanical tinkering as well as kind of like the magical side of things, you're essentially able to figure out this the Solar's Eye is essentially a battery. That's at least how it's being hooked up. Because Anna would have mentioned the silver runes in the walls and stuff like that for the barrier, and so you feel that it's like this is probably outputting energy, like arcane energy that is being utilized to maintain that.
So I'm seeing it as a battery. So do I think if I remove it, that it will immediately shut down?
Roll me one more Arcana check.
Okay.
And this one will be with advantage just due to. Okay.
11.
11. From things you do know about Arcana, like this doesn't necessarily, like if you remove it, it's act as a power source for it, but it's not necessarily a battery in the sense of if I pull a battery out, everything just suddenly stops.
Okay.
But it's been powering the spell to basically maintain it. You feel like it would still be up for a while without additional additional maintenance or something else additional to maintain it. But it would eventually just degrade over time if left to its own devices, essentially.
But there would be enough time, likely, for someone to notice and first of all be like, okay, where's the eye? And second of all, possibly maintain it in some other method that I am unaware of currently.
Yeah, and like think of it in terms of like if it was a concentration spell and so someone's cast the spell and it's like removing this would essentially just be like removing the spell components for the spell, but the spell itself is still active because it's already been cast.
Okay, so with that logic, do I think if I remove the eye, it can't be redone as long as I take the eye with me?
Uh,
Like, does the setup look like there's some other sort of input they could do? Like, I know they have to use high-level spells. Do they use that on the eye directly, or could more regular spells be used elsewhere to maintain it?
um, due to your what your character would remember, Orbiter is, as far as you're aware, in the meditation chamber and had gone there to quote unquote maintain the barrier. So other sources can maintain the barrier as well. You're not sure to what extent he does what.
Okay. Because for all I know, something in that room is used as a focus and then reaches here, so they don't have to come up here every single time. Or this could be the beacon part and not the shield part. So many unknowns.
I mean, technically, we only need to fuck up one of them.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I'm
what?
currently unsure of how much I can fuck up this one, and if I start trying to screw it up, then it will be obvious relatively quickly that someone's trying to sabotage something, which might ruin our ability to do option 2. Can I take a closer look at the pillars themselves that are like holding it up? Because I know that it said you need 3, there is currently 4.
Yeah.
So if I remove 2 of these, would everything blow up?
So looking at the pillars themselves seem to be made of metal, but you can see runes that are kind of like molded into the metal that are like engraved in silver. And like taking a very close look, and then every once in a while you see just like a bit of a pulse kind of shoot down through the runes, and it kind of like it hits the pedestal, and then you assume spreads out from there.
Does it look like I could break them? Because magical stuff is generally harder to break.
Yeah. Looking at the pillars and the chains and such, you think it could be possible to break them, but it is, in order to do so, would likely require a fair bit of force.
Okay. I don't have something like dispel magic, so I can't just like try to dispel it. Let's go check out the doors then.
Okay.
See if I get any more information from there. So let's start off at this one. I want to take a look at it before I touch it, though.
You look at the door. It's a sturdy metal door.
Is there any obvious runes or anything on it?
Not that you can see.
Okay, I didn't wait till the next day, so I can't detect magic, so let's attempt to open the door.
So there is a very small ledge. It technically should be smaller than this. There's a small ledge that's maybe a couple feet out from the wall. And looking down, I'd like you to roll me a stealth check.
Once I see it's a ledge, can I not look down?
Do you not like ledges?
Well,
No, it's more, I got the idea. There's not a room here. I'm on the roof.
I still want, because you've opened the door, I still want a stealth check.
Okay. Hopefully this doesn't go horribly. Whoa, stealth with disadvantage because I'm wearing my armor. This is going to go badly.
In before nat 1.
Once I can find stealth. There we go. Oh,
16.
that's not bad, actually.
That's actually not bad.
Advantage.
Yeah, you are. Your stealth with disadvantage goes significantly better than Narok's stealth with disadvantage.
Okay, so I'm
Narok,
just going to reclose that door. It's like, okay, so those doors just lead to the roof. That is not useful to me. Well, the other option at this point is I start attempting to break things. Okay, so first thing I'm going to go back. How is the eye secured?
the chains connect, like there's like metal bands that go around the orb, and taking a hard look at the orb, it looks like there's rods that go through the orb as well.
Ooh, that's not easy to take out at all.
Yes, it's not just a blink and you're done. Like the orb is meant to not be moved, essentially.
Yes, yes. So,
Also, the chains do not have slack, so it's not, the chains aren't dangling down to the
Yeah.
orb. It's straight connected.
Yeah, so the chains are quite tough.
They're
Like,
taut.
no shenanigans with that. Let's take a look at the braziers. How are the braziers set up?
They're fairly sturdy metal braziers. They are set in place.
So they're not like
They're not connected to
part
the
of the
altar.
floor or anything.
Correct. And they're the same style braziers as around the outside edge of the room as well.
Is there oil or something in them? Like, what's inside of them?
Looking inside them, you can see what looks like charcoal. That is like glowing, and like the whites and the grays kind of shifting them into the kind of like you would get with like hot coals. But even standing right up in front of the flames, there's no heat coming off of it.
Magical flames. Okay. So can't burn the place down with magical flames. Hmm.
Anna, while Sylvania is up there, you hear some footfalls coming towards the stairwell, and starting to come up.
I'm up. All right. So I know it's not Orbideer. What I'm gonna do is actually quickly open the doors into the training room, because I'm going to assume that since I haven't got word from Syl that she's made it in.
Yeah, you have
And I
not heard
wanna
anything from Syl.
I want to double check that the doors are closed behind her, and if they're not, I want to run and close them.
Okay. So you take a peek in. Sylvania, high or low?
Hi.
The doors are closed.
Doors are closed.
Yep. Sylvania, remember to close the doors before heading upstairs. Despite the excitedness of, I gotta go upstairs. It may or may not have been Dog who closed the door.
Oh, bless Dog's little soul. So then what I would like to do is, as stealthily as I can, just hide out behind this statue, kind of laying on the floor, ready to put on an act of being in pain if I need to be, and hoping the footfalls don't come up.
Okay. So you hear the footfalls kind of like tunk 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 as they pass by the doors of the training hall. Roll me a perception check. 19.
And 19.
With a nat 20 on the other side. You're kind of like up against that wall, and you hear the door to your room open up and then close shortly after. And then you hear the footfalls tink, 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 coming back towards the training hall.
Okay. So as they're coming back to the training hall, instead, what I want to do is kind of come up to the middle of the room and just be doing some stretches. Stretching high, tap my toes.
Okay. As the door opens, oh, come on. As the door opens, you see Thimold walk in, and he kind of looks around. Have you seen Sylvania?
Isn't she on watch?
No, she's going to be shortly, which is why I'm looking for her.
I would go ask Kay. Here, I'll help you look for her. I'm feeling much better.
Roll me a persuasion check.
No, that's a 10.
At the same
Dun,
time,
dun,
though,
dun,
you're
dun,
also
dun.
asking Kay to. If you succeed, Kay has to support your lie.
Heads are better than this head. A lot.
Yeah, but one of these heads isn't involved in your plan.
2 heads are better than this head. Oh dear. Oh dear. Good luck at that. He rolled a 2. Was it? I think it was probably downstairs. Let's go. And so, are you toting off with him? Or are you like he turns and he heads out the door, and you can hear it like tink tink as he starts walking away from the training hall.
Oh, so he's not even waiting for me.
Nope.
I'll call. I'll leave the door and call out after him.
Just let me grab my stuff. My weapons.
Okay.
So he knows why I might
Aren't your
be taking-
weapons your hands? And your bugs?
I also have a quarterstaff.
That she has not used yet.
I do not use. Okay, and then when I hear him go downstairs, I'm going to approach the door, stealthy quickly, and say ye old passphrase.
You say
Solar's
ye old
light-
passphrase and nothing happens.
Screw you. Solar's light will purge the darkness.
You hear the clink and it unlocks.
Great. Hastily going inside, closing the door behind me, booking quietly up the stairs.
As she starts coming up the stairs, can she be hearing banging as I have given up thinking this through and have started experimenting?
That's awesome.
Well, this would be happening whilst you're like.
Oh, well, I'm
moving-
thinking
yeah.
still. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Anna. Oh, do. So yeah, Anna, as you come up the stairs, you're able to, or you look around. You gotta get a view of the room, and you see Sylvania like kind of scratching her head as she's looking at these pillars.
Still, they're looking for you now.
Okay.
How's it going up here?
Well, this does something. I'm pretty sure it either does the beacon or the shield, which means if we get rid of this, then something probably starts failing, and we've succeeded our mission and can hopefully go home. But I haven't figured out how to remove that or break those. That
They
being
remove-
the eye, those being the pillars.
Okay. All right. So either we try and subterfuge the hell out of this really quickly, or we get you back downstairs to avoid suspicion.
I don't know if they have some sort of thing that will tell them if someone's been up here, though. So us already being up here might mean our time is limited.
Man, I would say let's use a spell slot. Let's just let it suck my energy a bunch to see if that can loosen the eye, but I don't actually have any spells to give right now.
Have you used all your spells today?
That's why I wanted a rest or a meditation chance.
Do you have something I can borrow, preferably really tough?
Oh boy, howdy, maybe. I have a grappling hook.
That should work.
I will gladly give you the grappling hook.
Okay, so I want
Anna?
to place.
Yes.
You have a boatload of first level spells. Also, I'm pretty sure did you write off Goodberry as a second level spell?
I did. Is it not?
No, it's a first level spell.
Whoops.
I-
Okay, well then I have... Oops, okay. I assumed when it needed a high level spell, that wouldn't count first level. So I know I have first level spells, but I just sort of assumed they were not gonna cut it.
Yeah, I was just looking at your spell slots. It's like you cast Goodberry. I don't think you'd written that off as a second level spell, or I think you wrote that off as a second level spell because you've only cast invisibility once today.
I cast it once a while ago before I got sick. If I recall correctly. Like before I had a chat with Cran.
Ah, yes, that's right, because you were invisible for the first part of the chat with Cran.
So I believe I don't have it.
Okay.
Could be all used up, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I take the grappling hook. There was a grate under the item, right?
Yeah,
Under the eye?
Yeah, like the same kind of like metal, like dome-shaped grate that you'd seen on like the roof, on the floor below, and then on the floor, on each floor and roof, accordingly
Can
on
I
each floor.
place the grappling hook on that without it falling through? I assume the grate is thin enough that the grappling hook does not fall through if I place it on top.
Yes.
Okay, do that. I strap a rocket to it straight up and going to launch it at the eye.
If I see Syl doing this, I'm going to back up to the wall.
Oh, I didn't wild magic. I was kind of hoping I'd wild magic there.
And just make it explode more.
Yes.
Alrighty, let's roll me that damage.
Crap, what was damage for that thing? My catapult damage is... 3d8. Ten.
And roll me just an attack roll, just like a spell attack roll, just because it doesn't have dexterity. I'm just kind of curious about something.
19.
19. So you get a solid hit on this orb, and Mel's grappling hook shatters.
Fascinating. Fascinating. That is quite fascinating. Ooh. Huh. Dog attack.
Dogs attacking the pillars.
That's a good question. Do I want dog to? Yeah, let's get dog to attack the pillar.
Okay. So it's kind of like all caution to the wind, just start smashing.
Pretty much. Dog's attacks. Dog does not have to attack it directly. It's like it does force damage, so it's like I don't know how it works, but it's like magic. So hopefully dog shouldn't shatter because dog's not actually hitting it.
I just imagine like dog is just headbutting it. Just thump, thump, thump. So dog, roll me an
go on.
attack, I guess.
Dog would have to roll the attack. I don't think I have dog set up on roll 20. Dog has a +4. So 21.
21. Well, dog's head hits the pillar. Roll me damage.
What is dog's damage? Dog's damage is 1d8 plus 2 force damage. 6 force damage.
6 force damage. So dog hits it, and you can, there's that kind of like that ring of like the metal vibrations. The pillar's still standing.
Huh.
It also made a fair bit of noise.
So before dog would have attacked, Anna, having seen Syl do her crazy catapult thing and bust my grappling hook, she's gonna quietly but quickly book it down the stairs. and
Oh, I
try
was
and
hoping
leave.
you had a better spell. I was about to ask you.
No. Do I?
What about that bug thing where you like melt the ground?
Earth tremor. Yeah. I technically have it.
I should also point out, if you don't tell Sylvania to leave at this point, she is too fascinated to realize she should leave.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, Syl, I'm going. Like, I'm not gonna quietly like try and sneak from you. I'm just having been up here to tell you they're looking for you. Like, Syl, let's go. And I'm running. Also grab my grappling hook pieces.
So I caught none of that, and with her gone, I turn around to like be like, "Do you have any spells?" It's just like, she's gone. Oh, okay. I'm going to casually walk over to this door, open it again, and look down. Is anyone there?
You look down and you see Cran.
Cran's on our side. I've been told Cran's on our side, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Dog and I step off the edge, and I cast Featherfall.
Okay. I was just like, it's like, as soon as you're like, I step off the edge, it's just like, the 3d6 falling damage. Oh, Featherfall. Okay, there we go. Because yeah, you're about 30 feet up. Roll me the surge.
18.
Okay, you don't surge. So you step off and cast Featherfall and leisurely drift down to the ground. And as you reach the ground outside of the temple, Cran just kind of like quickly shoots you a look and just like,
I should
like,
also
what's
point out,
going
I
on?
close the door behind me if I can.
okay.
Just like, hi, Cran!
Okay, so Cran's just kind of like confused as to what the heck happened, and like looks back at the temple and kind of like looks at you and is like, "What are you doing?"
It's my turn for watch.
And she kind of like narrows her eyes at you. It's like, and like kind of she turns back out facing out towards the like the forest, like or facing down the large hill essentially. And Kay, you're down on the main floor, and suddenly Thimold, you can hear the clank, clank, clank as Thimold is coming down. I'm assuming by this point you've already attempted to leave you've already left the room.
Oh yeah, no, I
You
got
ha-
my shiny new boots on.
you got-
I'm stretching, like I'm prepping to go outdoors because I know it's my time to like go into the great beyond. I mean outside, and and do my job yet again.
Well, as Thimold comes down, like, he sees you kind of, like, walking around in the main hall. It's like, have you seen Sylvania?
Still? No, not since shift change.
And he's kind of like, Annah said you may know where she is. So I'm trying to find her. It's her turn for watch. In the meantime, I'll get you to stand out front, just so that we have two out there.
I volunteer as tribute El Capitan. And Kay walks outside.
And as you walk outside, you see Cran and Sylvania there.
What? Still? Thimble?
Okay.
Wait, correction. Kay's gonna open the door backwards and yell at Thimble, I found Sylvania! She's already outside. Can I go, like, train or something now?
And Thimble is just like... But... And he's just like, trying to, like, process things. It's like... But then he's like... Well, if they're already outside, then matters not. I'll let you know when it's your turn.
And then Kay's gonna go up to the training room, and he's gonna start training something. A skill. One of the things that he's not good at. He's going to attempt to better himself.
As you go up and you enter the training room, you see Annah coming down the stairs. And, like, you watch as, like kind of, like, peek out, and opens the door and, like, steps out from, like, the stairwell leading upstairs. As, like, you're walking into the training hall. And, like, Annah, you have, like, that moment of, oh, and then you realize it's just Kay, like, oh.
You're awfully... Kay is gonna bluntly... You're awfully suspicious right now, Anna.
Please speak louder, Kay. That's really helpful.
So Kay is gonna repeat his statement. Slightly louder. Not obnoxiously louder, but like a decibel louder. Just to be like, you're being awfully suspicious, Anna.
And it closes the door, knowing she brought this upon herself.
She totally did. Granted, that being said, I'm pretty sure Sylvania would have done the exact same thing in, like, complete literalness.
It's true.
You have two party members who will take you literally.
Yeah. Well, it's great.
I love it.
Yes, Theo.
In the Shadowlands. Somewhere.
Life.
Dead, probably. Maybe alive, maybe dead, maybe the afterlife. You probably won't end up in the Shadowlands anyways. It's a good possibility. This place is almost hellish.
Hey, Kay, why don't you come here and, like, be quiet for a minute?
And I want to let Kay know everything that I let Sylvania know.
Oh my god, you're gonna let Kay know the password to the door?
I'm gonna let Kay know the password to the door in case we need to rely on you at some point to get in there.
Oh no.
But I'm going to tell you,
You can't just stroll in and out like a stupid person. You have to be sneaky. Can't get caught. I think that goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
I'm surprised Kay hasn't gone through the door yet.
Kay is beaming right now with just sheer and utter happiness. He's like, oh my god! This is so cool!
Dill was trying to do some stuff up there. I don't know if she succeeded. It seemed like banging.
She was out front.
Oh.
Like,
Okay.
I literally was just outside. like less than 4 minutes ago, and she was absolutely, without a doubt, in Fran's arms.
I have no idea how she did that.
I don't know who Fran is either.
Cran! Damn it! Shut up!
As I said, there's two campaigns going on here. The campaign everyone else is playing and the campaign that Kay has in his head.
K, I mean, let's be honest, Kay is absolutely wrong about pretty much everything, so it's fine. But at the same time, you can trust or not trust Kay. He's loyal and not loyal 100% of the time.
It's true. I've seen your papers. Frig. Okay.
What are you planning on doing in here, Kay? Why did you come to this room?
The training room?
Okay, you came to train?
No, I came to eat raspberries and slap people in the face with monkeys.
But you're going to keep training, or are you planning on not training? Wink wonk.
Kay's like, I was gonna hit things with a stick.
Okay. That's was. What are you going to do now?
I mean, I don't know. Probably gonna hit things with a stick.
All right, then I'm going to walk out this door and trust you.
Okay. Kay's gonna start hitting things with a stick.
Okay.
Specifically, at least for right now, Kay's gonna hit the training dummies with a stick.
Okay. You're sparring with the training dummy. It does not fight back.
As expected. If it was gonna fight back, Kay would probably be very concerned. Kay's likely gonna get bored of training dummies after a short period of time.
So Cran, do you ever get a break? How do you go so long without a break?
And she kind of pulls out a piece of wake root and, like, as I said before, it looks like a thing of ginger, like, wake root. And she sticks it back in her pocket.
How long does that work for?
1 day.
Long enough.
So you can just keep eating it day after day and you just keep going? Oh wait, is it one
No.
of these days or one of normal world days?
And she kind of stops and ponders, like, 24 hours.
Okay. So you just like keep going?
You see me
Yes.
going and Hayden.
So there's no chance to catch you on a break to help with something that could use a break.
Explain.
Well, you see, there's a thing that needs to get broken, but it's stuck in a spot, and I could not break it. But you are amazingly strong, and I think you could break it.
You flatter me. What need breaking?
I think it's easier to show rather than
But
tell.
oh man, don't do it yourself. You're on watch. That's so bad.
Like after we're done, watch. Like, is there ever a chance to catch you on a break? Like,
But friend is never not on watch.
this is probably the thing that would probably let us, do the thing that we were helping you with. We could probably do that immediately after this thing gets broken.
And her eyes kind of narrow, and then she looks up to where you fell down from. I cannot climb that.
No, I don't need you to climb anything other than stairs. I guess you do have to climb stairs. I've seen you on the second floor. You can climb stairs, so yes.
That tracks.
You okay there, Nathan? Nathan just died. It's all right. And she kind of looks around. It's like, if I go inside, they know something is going on. They cannot see as we go. How do?
You need
Okay.
Annah to cast invisibility!
So 2 possibilities. 1, both have to wait till the end of my watch, at least, because I need to go inside without creating suspicion. So possibility 1 is we talk to our amazing little friend Annah, and she makes you not seen in, Annah fashion. Second option is if I tossed a rope down, could you climb it then?
And she kind of looks up, and she looks at herself. It'd have to be strong rope.
Okay, so we're going to go with the Annah option. So I think Annah needed some rest, she was saying. So Kay's on watch next. And we can't do it then because Anna needs time to rest. But the next time after that, Kay rests. Or Kay is on watch. We will get you inside to do the thing that we need to do.
And she kind of looks around and then kind of like leans down really far because she's massive in comparison to you, even if you're sitting on dog. And it's just like, I am trusting with this. Do not fuck up. And then stands back up.
Don't worry, even if I fuck up, I rarely fuck up more than 10 times. I usually have it by the 11th time.
And she just looks at you.
I'm now
We do not
concerned
have 10
with
times.
why is Syl a party member? Oh my! Why do we trust? I rarely fuck up 10 times in a row.
Well, I already have one fuck up because, I went up there and wasn't able to do it already once. So, second time's a charm.
No, Kay refuses. Kay's just. Actually, let's be perfectly honest. Can I roll to see if Kay's gotten bored?
Yeah.
That's something I want to do. Roll 1d20.
Also, that being said, Sylvania still hits things more frequently than Theo does with Eldritch Blast.
That is accurate. It turns out Kay has not gotten bored, so Kay's gonna continue hitting this straw man with a stick.
Okay.
It's rather unfortunate because that means I can't go upstairs and start hitting things with a stick.
Which is really fortunate for Anna, who has suddenly a brainwave and is going to go back into the training room real quick.
Hey, I need your help.
Brain Blast.
Kay's still hitting things with the stick.
Cool.
What?
Yeah, you keep doing you. I need you to stand outside the meditation room in case Orbitier comes out, and if Orbitier comes out, I need you to stall him or ask a question while I quickly go into his office and grab a piece of paper.
Huh.
In a yay face, let's go.
Kay's gonna
Okay,
apparently
quick-
follow?
Quick question. Is it a specific piece of paper you're trying to get, or just paper in general?
A specific piece of paper.
Okay.
Kay is going to follow.
I'm gonna lead Kay down by Orbitier's office and scoot him down around the corner.
Kay is going to casually walk towards what he thinks is the meditation room, which is the bottom left.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I'm giving Kay the thumbs up, and quick grab it, go into his office, grab the key, unlock the chest, and not discreetly, whatever, take Merrick's folder or papers out of the folder, pocket them.
Merrick specifically?
Yes.
I mean,
Merrick.
he is the most betrayed out of everyone present.
I don't think Merrick knows the truth, and Tassareem is probably dead.
So you pocket that really quickly. So Kay, as you're standing outside of the, as you blur into oblivion and return, as you're standing outside of the meditation room, you do hear the door handle turn and the door get pushed open, and you see Orbiter standing there. And he's kind of like a little bit surprised to see you standing outside the door. What do you
Hi.
need?
Oh, I was wondering if you'd want to spar with me, because dwarf dude is busy, and I kind of need another sparring partner, but I didn't want to interrupt you doing your meditation-y thing, so I was
Dwarf
just
dude?
gonna kind of the armor,
Thimold is a human.
whatever. I don't know.
And you're like, dwarf
Hey,
dude.
we're
Like,
talking.
Orbiter is like straight up confused. You're like, dwarf dude is busy. It's just like
Elf dude, dwarf dude.
trying to figure out who the fuck you're talking about.
Yes, but let's be clear. Kay was running through each of the species. It's just the guy in the suit of armor that fucks me every time I try to train with him. And it's not fair.
Anna's expression is just like, did I hear that right?
I put it like a comma where it
K-
doesn't need to be one.
No. This is Kay talking. Right now, you can hear whatever you want to hear. I'm doing exactly what you asked. I want a new sparring partner, but I didn't want to interrupt you while you were doing your meditation, so I was gonna wait until either it became my turn to go to watch or we could spar. Kay's literally going to have like the honest dumbness truth on his face because he wanted to spar with someone. People weren't available.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh dear. I have to roll something. I'm not confident. Let's find out. Which button is this button?
That is
What did I
persuasion. That
roll?
is a 16.
Hey, that's okay. That's like reasonably normal.
Against his.
Hey, I'm doing exactly what you asked, Anna. It's all on you.
Orbiter stops and is like, I suppose we can do a few quick bouts. We can't do much because we do need to be prepared in the event of anything happening.
I respect your support, El Capitan. Kay does whatever form of salute and or like respectful gesture he has learned from everyone else by just objectively mimicking them, and
Okay.
then they go to the training room. That's my whole.
So Anna, as you're in the room and like you're like in the process of like relocking the chest, and then you hear the as you can hear footsteps walking towards the door in the room you're in.
I suppose that's.
You hide under the bed.
Yeah,
Roll me
I
a
hide
stealth
under the
check.
bed. Ah, frig. Dun, 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 dun. That's a 14.
14. Okay. As Orbiter is passing by the room, he's like, one moment. And he goes and he opens the door into the room, or into his office, and he steps in, and you see him grab a similar style to the wooden training swords, except it's a metal rod.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna get hurt real bad.
And he grabs two of these that were parked on the corner, and he takes them and walks back out, and he closes the door behind him and follows you to the training room. Annie, you can breathe a slight sigh of relief as Orbiter does not notice the tiny being hiding under his bed.
Dead. Telepathically. Kay, thank you so much. I owe you.
Do you? Cause I almost fucked you royally by like specifically doing the exact thing you wanted me to stop him from doing. But okay. Kay'll take a favor. Sure.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, he was definitely not focused on you. That's for sure.
Went in, got out.
Okay. So you now have the paper from Merrick. You hear Orbiter's feet walk down the hall and around the corner. And a few moments later, you hear metal clanging in the training room.
But
I like to leave Orbiter's office.
Okay.
And go on.
No, go ahead.
and then go to my bedroom and hope that Thimold doesn't pull me on watch and try and sleep.
Okay. You head to your room and you manage to get there without running into anyone. Okay, you and Orbiter are sparring for a little bit. Very kind of similar to Thimold, he is a wall. You do manage to, though he's not to the same extent that Thimold is. Because Thimold, you landed what you thought was a solid hit, which he didn't even flinch. Orbiter, as some of your hits land, you do actually watch as his body shifts, kind of trying to take the blow. But you also realize very quickly, even in sparring, he does not restrain himself a whole lot. He intentionally doesn't go for like vital areas. But after sparring with him for about half an hour, you definitely have some welts. But over the course of the time, you are getting much more used to wielding a sword with your metal hand.
This is good. That was really kind of Kay's objective, is to like learn to wield something with the hand that feels nothing.
Yeah. And yeah, like even over the course of the half an hour, like you start kind of like the arm operates as a normal arm, but because you don't have any sensation of touch, everything feels that bit more foreign. But your brain's starting to kind of adjust more to like basically creating its own idea of what it should be feeling as you're interacting with it.
Yep.
Basically, your brain is trying to create the illusion of sensation where there is none.
Yeah,
it's
or
still not,
like
oh,
it's not pain, but it's kind of like the illusion of force into the socket, and like depending on where things are hitting the arm and how the transference of force is transferred into the body's starting to be like, oh hey, that hit my bicep, that hit my tricep, that hit my forearm in some capacity. So like I'm starting to get used to the transference of force.
Yeah.
And so I kind of know where something's being hit, not necessarily like to what expectation, but I'm like I expect anyways that my arm is getting used to things can hit my arm.
Yeah.
If like a metal rod hits my arm, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I can keep going.
When you get hit in the arm,
like that instant.
Yeah, when you get hit in the arm, there's still that bit of a jarring sensation because the arm
there's
is still
force being like, ugh.
Yeah, there's still force being applied, so your body is still responding to like, I got hit. But it's not like if you take a tap to the hand, your hand, it's not like ow, ow, ow. It's just like you get not. I've been hit in the hand, but it's not a problem.
It was just a flesh wound.
It's only a flesh wound that took my arm. Yeah, so you and Orbiter are sparring for a while. You do end up with some welts. And like you even examining your arm afterwards, and you can see it's like, I'm gonna have to get Sylvania to knock these dents out. There's like a couple dents in the arm. Like they're superficial. There's not like giant like, but you can see where there's some dings in the arm.
Yeah, the internal mechanisms are not harmed by what had occurred, but
They're
I'm
the
definitely
casing.
going to be bitching and moaning later when Sylvania sees my arm and is offended by how I let it get dented. I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, Syl would probably be like, I feel like Syl's a little bit anal retentive in the sense that something is wrong. And as soon as they notice what is wrong, they need to fix it. Is that correct?
No, for your arm, it would probably be like, "Ooh, you are testing things. Brilliant. Now let me fix it so you can test more things."
Yeah, because you always have to keep in mind too that Theo threw his dog out of a tree.
Sure.
Now I know the dog can be thrown out of a tree.
Exactly.
And probably not survive.
Yeah,
And
throwing
fall in
a
a
dog
pit
out
of
of a...
spikes.
Pardon?
And fall in a pit of spikes.
Yeah.
Dog
Still was-
cannot fall out into a pit of spikes because dog did not survive that encounter. It
Well,
needed
dog
a
didn't
lot
survive
of
getting thrown out of a
repairs.
tree either, but...
Okay, I didn't know that part either.
Yeah,
Oh,
dog
yeah.
hit the ground and shattered. So you had to rebuild
Ooh.
dog.
Dog's been hurt real bad on this singular side quest adventure that wasn't related to the core plot.
How
I
did
mean,
dog
what?
get thrown out of a tree and I didn't cast Featherfall on dog? It's almost as if
You were
like
also
it
stuck
was
in a
not
tree.
in the right mind.
It was
But I
almost
can
as if
save,
you
like,
were
6
another
people with
person.
Featherfall. We all jump, and I can target all of us.
Whoops.
Yet again, it was almost as if you were another person in that moment.
Sylvania was also stuck in a tree at that moment as well. So, either way. But, the... Yeah, so your arm has some dents, some dings. But mechanically is still fine. Sylvania, your watch goes by fairly uneventful. Every little bit kind of like, what am I breaking?
Easier to show.
But we have time. What am I breaking?
Okay, you see, there's this magical ball and these like weird magical pillars, and one of the two things. I don't care which one. Actually, if
Probably.
you could do both, that would be amazing.
Yeah. That's thinking with portals.
Okay. And once she has like that that basic idea of like, what am I going to be breaking? She's like, content with it. It's like, okay. But your watch goes by fairly uneventful. Kay ends up getting pulled on. Like, Thimble goes and finds Kay to get you to go out on watch. And
Yes, sir. Kay's
Uh,
gonna go out all gung ho, little slower than usual to get to his post because he's a little tiniest bit sore from his workout session with the boss. But
you're limping a little bit. But Sylvania, as you come in, you roll me a perception check. That is a 2.
Nope.
You do not notice the
I'm off to find Annah.
Yeah, you do not notice the dings in Kay's arm. Yeah, Kay, you go and you join Cran for watch. And Sylvania, you head up to the room to find Annah.
Is Annah sleeping?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I am going to sit on my own bed and just sit there gleefully, like kicking my legs, just waiting for Anna to wake up. I was once told you shouldn't wake people up unless like it's an emergency and nothing's currently on fire, so
Yeah.
I don't need to wake Anna up yet.
Aw.
Okay. So you sit there just like giddy and like after 4 hours you're like your legs are getting a little tired. But like every once in a while you stop and just kind of like, and then you think about what's going on. And you, but just very, very giddy and gleeful over the course of the time while you're watching Anna sleep. Kay, your watch, you start to see the occasional like flicker of light off in the distance. Roll me a perception check.
I'm good at those. That should be reasonable.
17.
I'll take it.
You're not quite able to make out what they are, but every about half hour or so, you see a brief flicker. And then, like, it started out quite a ways in the distance, and then half an hour later, another flicker. It's gradually getting closer. Another flicker, half an hour later. Once again, a little bit closer. And yeah, you're not sure what it, like, they don't last long enough to even, like, get a good idea of where exactly they are.
So, question.
Answers.
Does Kay think he's crazy? Like, in the sense of he's seeing things because it's the night. Because the one thing that, at least I've experienced, is very much you see a thing in the corner of your eye and you're like, the fuck was that? I need to know. And light refracting off things commonly does what the fuck?
Roll me an investigation check.
So I want to know if I'm crazy or I truly believe something is there. I'm a 10. So am I just unsure?
You are unsure. Like, you're watching, and like part of your brain is like, no, it's moving consistently forwards. But it could also just be that fucking orb in the sky reflecting off of something just at a different angle, which is slightly forwards. And so you're not sure. You're smack dab in the middle of, I don't know.
So I'm like spending my time like being like, but I can't justify my reasoning between whether or not it's a good or a bad. So, based on Kay and his age, he's going to be anxious as sin because he's a teenager, and you know, he hasn't had to experience anxiety, so he's going to not tell anyone about anything because he's uncomfortable whether or not he'll be right or not. So he's just going to be silent in the regard to the shiny flashing thing in front of us. He's not even going to tell his companions because he is that anxious about displeasing Theo, because let's be honest, Theo's dad, and regardless of whether or not Kay actively wants to appease Theo, passively he only wants to give Theo good news. So like, he still wants Theo's affection whether or not he actively realizes that. So he's gonna tell no one.
So basically what you're saying is the last thing that Kay wants to hear from Theo is, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Exactly. So instead he's going to say nothing.
Okay. So your watch comes and goes, kind of awkward as you're like kind of getting anxious about this flicker of light that you keep seeing. But at the same time you don't know, it's like, is it just a thing that's happening? Is that something I should be worried about? I don't know.
Is
but I don't
Cran seeing it too?
You'd have to say something about it to find out.
And I'm not willing to say something because I'm so concerned about seeing a light out of the corner of my eye or a flash that I'm like, I'm tripping. Something's weird here. I'm not okay.
Bitch,
I don't know what
balls.
it is. Yeah, something's up, and Kay is not okay, or Kay can't tell if he's not okay or if he's sure of something, and therefore he's just going to say nothing.
Okay. So you decide that you're just not going to say anything, and so what you're watched while anxious and anxiety-inducing is uneventful. And after a while, Merrick comes out and is like, go take a rest.
Yes. That's what I need. Absolutely. Kay is gonna, like, beeline to his bed to pass out immediately because something is wrong. He's, like, having internal turmoil. He's not okay. He's gonna pass out, and hopefully sleep will at least calm his heart.
Okay. So you go and you flump down in bed and pass out, and at approximately the same time, Anna, you're kind of waking up, feeling more refreshed.
It looks like Anna's awake. Anna! Okay, I have a thing I need to tell you. We came up with a plan. It involves your friend, Cranberry. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great. So you see, what you need to do is you need to do that thing where you make someone invisible, but you need to make Cranberry invisible. Oh, I should tell you when. It's after, Kay goes on his next watch. He should be coming back from a watch right now. So not this one, but his next one. You need to go turn Cranberry invisible, and then Cranberry can come upstairs and she can break the thing, and then we can all escape. I don't know how we're going to escape yet, but that doesn't matter. We can break the thing, and then we probably call our friend, and then maybe we figure it out from there. Hopefully our friend has a way to get us out of here. I don't know, but are you awake yet? Do I need to repeat myself? I can say it again. So you see, I have a plan.
Sil, good morning. Good morning or good afternoon. I don't know. Sil, okay, I heard you. That's great.
Are you sure I can go over the plan again in case, you know, we make sure that everyone knows everything very well. I haven't talked to Kay yet. Should I go yell at Kay? I should go yell at Kay.
Yeah,
I shouldn't
that
actually
was
yell,
my thought,
though.
Was does Kay know? Yeah, and you're right, no yelling. We should let Kay know. We should also consider how Theo is involved in this plan. Still kind of
Well,
nervous.
Theo currently isn't here, so that is a problem for future us and not current us.
Okay. So why don't I go down for a watch since I'm just feeling so much better?
I don't think you're
And
currently in the watch cycle. Do you have a watch? I haven't seen you go out for a watch. You haven't gone out for a watch. Did I miss that, dog? Record? Did you see it? Dog rolls over. No, dog didn't see you go for a watch.
well, no time like the present. Okay, let's go. You walk me through this again, and we'll go and find Kay, and I'll take my place in the watch.
But wouldn't that slow down when Kay's next watch is, which means it would slow down our whole plan, which means more time for error and more time for mistakes?
Yeah, you make a very valid point. All right. I will be on standby for when you. I got something I have to deliver, and I'll try and do it without getting sucked into a watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't waste all your magic. You need to be able to turn Cranberry invisible.
Absolutely. Keep it close to my heart, Sil. A lot in the face.
So you so what is the plan here?
Not after Kay's watch.
Sorry,
now.
after Sylvania did the rant, Sylvania
We-
sat down on the bed and immediately passed out.
For the DM's sake, I think it's
No,
next
I
time.
know what the plan is.
Okay, so then it's fine. So no one else needs to know what the plan is, because Kay doesn't know what the plan is. To be very clear, Kay's being used by his party members as just a denomination of time. This includes Anna and Syl. Not Theo, because Theo's probably gonna die. But like, it should be fine. Regardless, it sounds like the goal for those listening and trying to comprehend is
trying is a good way of putting it.
Anna's gonna make Cran invisible. Cran is gonna go upstairs to the 3rd floor to break shit, we hope. And assuming Cran breaks all of the shit, we can summon the angry shadow spirit shit to fuck us up, who may or may not already be on their way. Because K is may or may not be crazy. So that's it. That's all for everyone keeping tabs. K's asleep right now. Probably having nightmares.
Yeah, you're laying there asleep, and just every once in a while, like in your dreams, just brief white flicker, and you're like. But regardless of what's going on in your dreams, every once in a while, just a little flash off to the sides. So Anna, you head downstairs, and you see Thimold sitting in the main hall. And he's like, "How you feeling?"
Almost back to normal. Feeling much better.
Good. We may get you on watch. Give the others a break.
Yeah, You just let me know if you need me. I just wanted to come down to spread some good berries if need be.
They taste off, but they're filling, sure.
And I will good berry it up. Oh, that's a first level spell.
Are you spending second level spell slots on your good berry again?
Nope, I'm not. So
Oh no.
instead
Oh,
of good
no.
berry, what do I do?
Oh
Oh, shit. Here,
no!
Alrighty.
Time might be now.
Okay, so roll me a d4.
Oh, it happened.
It happened on a fucking good berry.
All right, roll one.
Let me. Where's my Wild Magic Surgeon? Since this is our 5th one. Wow, it went nothing for the first 10 sessions, and then 10, 14, 18, 21, and now 23. They're getting more consistent, and it's not even because people are casting more spells.
That's fine. What's really important is whether or not Anna grows. Because if Anna grows, like, I swear.
Okay, so column 1. Okay, now roll me a d100.
Oh, fuck. If it's, what, 46? We're all gonna, like, be fucked.
42 is,
Oh, it's 42.
42
Well,
is the growing and shrinking one.
So it's
I rolled
100. I feel like 100. I can't remember. Are you the person that does one? The closer to 100 you are is more of a positive thing for the party, and the closer to 1 you are, it's the more that's negative.
Yes.
Are you that kind of DM?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
the higher the number, the better for the
Cool.
player. The lower the number, the worse for the player. Or worse for the caster. Or the target, or whatever they affect.
Come on, you puke gold, puke gold, puke gold.
That is not really appropriate for this time and place.
Yeah, and it just like pulls out a good berry. Have a good.
Vomits gold. You are clearly not better. Go to your roof.
That's part of the point. I wanted to puke gold.
Okay.
But it's gold! Like, why is now the time you want her to puke gold? Well, she needs to be sick, but at the same time, vomiting money is important.
All right, so
Okay.
I'm afraid.
Anna, what are you carrying at the moment?
oh, fuck a duck. All right, so I'd have my armor on me, my hide armor, my quarter staff. My slingshot's always on my person. Potion of healing. I can't imagine I'd have like my herbalism kit, the creepy chest, my fine clothes, like all my camping gear. I imagine is in my room.
Okay.
So, weapons and all.
Okay. And okay, let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. So you go to cast Goodberry, and it like initially you go to cast and you feel the magic leave your fingertips, and something happens. You're not entirely sure what.
But do you know it's not good, Barry?
It's not a good, like, something has happened somewhere. You don't know what it is, but it didn't produce a good berry.
I usually perform better than this.
I'm gonna cast it again.
Okay.
Why?
And it's a 2. Okay. I was gonna laugh you wild surge twice in a row.
I actually thought I did because I thought your chance to wild surge increases every time you do it, or is that not a thing?
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
No, because
Okay,
otherwise,
great.
otherwise you'd get to a point where
Everyone
everyone's wild
surges
surging
all the
every time
time.
they spell cast. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
very fair.
Yeah, so you still only wild surge on a 1. There are things on the table that could cause you to wild surge on more than just a 1. But
Okay.
right now you're still just at a 1. But yeah, so you cast it again and produce a good berry.
I offer it to Thimmel.
So now you've
Thimmel-
used two
Thimmel-
spells.
2
Two
first level
level
spell
two
slots.
spells.
Level 1.
There's spotted.
Oh, right, because Goodberry isn't a level 2 thing.
Yeah. Okay, so Thimmel takes the good berry and thanks. Swallows that down. And he's like, Yep. Go and, if you're feeling better at this point, then may as well just go and let Merrick take another break. And put him on again after.
I think to myself, Syl's not gonna like that, but okay.
It's too late. You fucked up the shit.
So
You left your bed. You need to deal with the consequences of leaving bed in the morning.
Usually
It's
the
your fault. If you don't leave bed, nothing bad can happen.
God, truer words were never spoken. Okay, I will go outside to eventually relieve Merrick. But before, rather than just going out and telling him that we're swapping off, I kind of want to go up beside him and
Ask him, so what's keeping you here?
Blood just gotta die.
I want you to read something for me, but I want you to do it in secret. I know you don't owe me anything, but yeah, that's all I'm asking.
and I'm gonna pull out the folded profile thing for Merrick.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave it in his belongings, but I'm gonna pass it to him and say,
I am a stranger to you, but please just keep this to yourself.
He looks at you very suspiciously and takes the paper. And puts it in his pocket.
and then I'm gonna offer Cran another good berry if she'd like. Take one myself.
She takes it.
Okay.
Once again, she like puts it in her mouth.
And then I'll just like, I got your watch, buddy. And then I'll like peer out and do my watch thing. And hopefully Thimold is receptive to my requests.
But at the same time, that's like the perfect opportunity
Merrick.
for someone to turn someone else invisible so that she could go do the thing earlier than intended.
But I think Syl should be.
I think I'm kind of passed out.
Yeah, Sylvania's
Yeah.
asleep. Kay is asleep.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like, if Cran of all people woke me the fuck up. Wait, Merrick might be going to bed too. So my bedroom has people in it.
yeah, I'm not gonna turn Cran invisible yet. Might be the wrong call, but I'm not gonna do it till Syl is up.
Okay.
Because I can't open the door for Cran. I guess I could give her the passcode. Ugh. But I feel like Cran will need supervision, not because she's inept, but just because, like, hey, this is what's going on. Spitball with people. Yeah. So Anna's gonna not change her or turn her invisible.
So you're standing out there with Cran, and Cran is just like, so I'm breaking things.
Yeah, there's some power up top, and we need to diverge the power source or break it, preferably.
I say kind of quiet. Like, I don't want to actually be loudmouthed about this.
Oh, yeah. And Cran is like sticking close enough to you that you can talk without having to. Hello up there.
Yeah.
Huh, Cranberry?
I mean, that's Kay's hello up there is Kay's default voice, so just remember that.
True.
Kay, whenever Kay speaks, he's being a very much hello friends.
Now my mind just goes to Animaniacs. Hello, nurse.
Nurse.
Where do you think I based his hello off of?
Oh yeah. And so Cran is kind of like, when are we breaking things? Sooner or better. I want to leave.
On Syl's next watch. 4 hours.
It's supposed to be on Kay's next watch, is what I told you.
Oh, Kay's next watch. Yes. Yeah.
When I'm done, I'll grab Kay and we'll do it.
Kay, you're laying in your you went into the room and you had laid down to try or to get to start sleeping. Shortly after, Merrick comes into the room, which at first you can find kind of odd to begin with, just because Merrick had just sent you on watch or sent you on break, and he was taking watch, and now he's off watch. But he sits down on his bed, and you can hear the rustling of paper. Are you laying, like, are you watching what he's doing, or are you just laying there pretending not to be awake? What are you doing? Okay.
What? I totally spaced out.
Apparently. So you go to lay down and like you're starting to doze off a little bit, but then Merrick comes into the room, which you find a little bit odd because he just sent you on break and he was taking watch, but now he's off watch for some reason. And he sits down in his bed and you can hear the rustling of paper.
So Kay is going to do the very casual, subtle lover's maneuver of I'm gonna roll over and pretend I'm asleep, but I'm like shuffling over in my sleep. I'm gonna and like be half paying attention to what's going on to Merrick, like just because eavesdropping is his thing, not because he actually cares.
Okay. And you see, or you hear him kind of muttering under his breath a little bit as he's reading. And then you hear the crumpling of paper. And then just him, you can almost feel the frustration that's going, that is just kind of exuding off of him at the moment. And let's determine him.
What does he do? I need to know how Kay's gonna react.
You kind of hear him muttering under his breath, just kind of like.
Okay, can I perception to hear what he's on?
Yep, roll me a perception check.
Well, that's not gonna do well. I mean, that's not terrible.
It's not terrible, and you are in the same room. If you were on the other side of a door trying to listen, not so much. But he's kind of muttering. It's like, is this true? Have they been lying to me? No. She's a friend of that bitch Theo. This could all be a fucking setup.
Kay is gonna reply, let's be clear. Theo's a dick to everyone.
He kind of perks up and looks as you're now responding.
I heard Theo's name, and I'm like, Theo's a dick to everyone. Like, that's nothing special. That's how he shows admiration. Like, yeah, Kay's gonna be, yeah. The words that come out of Kay's mouth are, Theo's a dick to everyone, dude. Take a pill.
And so he kind of gets up and he storms out of the room. And you can, from where you're laying, like from in the room, you can hear him talking to Thimold.
Oh,
In a very like abrupt and cross tone.
Kay is gonna go up to the door, which he doesn't believe is fully closed because it's not. He wants to be like leaning up against the door enough to not have a obnoxiously obvious shadow under like the door frame or anything.
Yeah.
But he's going to eavesdrop on this conversation intently. Like, Kay's got up. Like, Kay was not really asleep, to be honest, yet. And now he's really intrigued. He's like, someone was talking about my dad. I need to know. I need to know if he's correct or not.
So as you're kind of like, you're kind of cronking against the wall, but you're listening, and Merrick is kind of confronting Thimold about this. Is like, is this true? And Thimold kind of looks at it and it's like, where did you get this? And it's like, Annah gave it to me.
Ah, fucking ass.
And
Annah!
And Thimold is kind of looking at it and is like,
I mean,
like,
I didn't help the situation at all.
no, you didn't.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I made it better, but I definitely didn't make it worse. Or I definitely escalated it.
But like Merrick's kind of like demanding to like know the truth of what happened. It's like tell me the truth. And Thimold is very calm, still very like, it's like, Merrick, go talk to Orbidier. Show him this. Talk to him. I'm going to have a conversation with Annah. And like Annah, even outside, you could hear Merrick yelling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I hear?
Oh yeah, you absolutely can hear English. You can absolutely hear Merrick yelling. And so you have Merrick turns and starts heading upstairs, and Thimold starts heading towards the front door of the temple.
Kay is going to Kay has realized he's fucked up. Something has gone really bad. Kay's going to stealth his way upstairs because someone told him magical words, and he's going to try beating on a thing. That's Kay's goal for the next, like, whatever we're doing, by the way.
Well, with that, we're ending tonight's session.
You're a fucker! You're the worst! What kind of person are you?
Right, so Theo's not about to die. We're all about to die.
I mean, that's not explicitly true. Kay is not in combat yet. Anna's about to be in combat. And what's his name is going to be preoccupied by Orbidier that hopefully I can blow shit up enough.
And if that one guy tries to attack Anna right now with Raspberry beside...
Raspberry!
not Raspberry.
Cranberry!
Cranberry.
Oh.
Cranberry beside her, that might not go well for him.
I mean, he's literally a walking fortress. We don't know what Cranberry's
Cranberry?
I haven't seen Cranberry in combat.
I don't want to see Cranberry in
Cranberry,
combat.
literally, I've seen Orbidier in combat. I've seen literally everyone in this establishment except for Cranberry in combat. And yet, Cranberry isn't the thing I'm afraid of. Our DM is an ass. That's what I've learned. But I mean,
You
I
knew
didn't
that
really
already.
learn this. I knew that. That was pre-known conditions to signing up for this bullshit.
I apologize to my party in advance.
But like, you could have just like anonymously left it there, and it wouldn't have been tracked back to you. But
Yeah,
the
I was
fact
gonna-
that
yeah.
he was like, Anna gave it to me.
Yeah, honestly, it would have gone a lot better if you had given, like, if you had stealthed it to him, like,
Left
placing
a
it in his
note on his
stuff,
bed.
or
That was the
Sleight of
plan,
handing
and
it into his
Thimbles was
pocket.
down there. And I was
Uh,
like, I don't think I could enter his room without it being weird, because Thimbles right there.
and
yeah.
but it's like, you opted to, like, I'm gonna give this to you, and it even called out that he's short-tempered. So
When I gave it to him?
No,
like,
like the fact that he was
paper.
short-tempered has been a thing for like the last
Oh.
3 to 4 sessions.
Well, even on
Oh yeah, the note did.
yeah, even the paper itself talking about him says he's
Yeah.
short-tempered. So
yeah,
it was kind
tracks.
of expected. Oh yeah.
it tracks. I was just hoping, like, hey, we can be ally. Anyways, yep, I accept responsibility. Not all my ideas are good ones.
No, have you met Kay? I mean, Kay definitely didn't improve the problem.
You didn't merely make it worse. It was already pretty.
Well, see, the thing is, at least when you had the note, it was like suspension of disbelief. The moment
we also,
Kay
like-
commented, it was like, nah, okay, I'm either fucking wrong or I'm fucking wrong.
Like, we got away with some stuff. Like, we get away with a lot of stuff. Like, the fact that they started looking for me, and I just walked off the side of the building, and no one questioned it.
Because
Thimble
it was
Thimble's definitely
cranberry.
confused. Thimble was definitely confused about it, and he was trying to process it, but he's like, I have no idea.
I was
what's going
worried
on.
I was going to get confronted on like how I got there, and I'm like, I don't have a good answer to that question.
But Thimble
But it
didn't
didn't come up.
bother because I'm assuming he rolled low enough that
Yeah,
it didn't matter.
Yeah, I rolled basically like, to what extent is he going to be suspicious, like overly suspicious of this, and he was low enough that it's like, you know what, they're out there. That's all I care about right now is making sure that the temple is defended. But yeah, so this is and this is an interesting session of reacting to what the players are doing. Because my plans for this is essentially, okay, the first day, they're probably not going to do anything. The second day, they're going to fuck around with shit. And I don't know what's going on after that. So...
Well, you weren't entirely wrong.
Yes, so we got Theo lost out in the Shadowlands. We have Merrick, who is now going to confront Orbiter to find out if the information that he has now been given is true or not. Thimble's going to have a chit chat with Annah, and Kay is like going to try and smash things, and Sylvania sleeping through all of this.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I
And
came
also,
up with the plan, and now I'm sleeping through the chaos because they didn't follow the plan.
I mean, we haven't
I'm supposed to cause the chaos.
We haven't not followed the plan yet.
Yeah, Anna didn't turn Cran invisible early or anything like that. They're still waiting for Kay's watch. There's just been a few extra steps added to the plan.
It's just been escalated. It's fine. Also, out of curiosity, does Kay know that Syl has the like orb of talk to the the crazy bitch?
You were there when it was given to me, so probably.
Was I?
Yes.
Okay, then that's fine. I just needed to clarify this because one, I'm not going to remember 2 weeks from now, and second of which is good. I guess because my other option could also be waking Syl up, because my goal is to go upstairs. But like I also don't know how that's gonna play out, and yet again, memory. It's a thing.
Yep. But yeah, we are. I'm interested to see how this turns out because I have no fucking clue.
You made them the villains. You made them like good people that we wanted to care about, and then you immediately followed by, fuck it, let's make it the bad guys and make them objectively bad by making that everything they said to us was literally a lie, based on the premise that the only person that knows is actually Anna, and I think Anna has talked to Syl. So like 2 players know, and I'm definitely metagaming beyond sin, in which it like literally I'm not. I actually haven't got to that point yet, but I'm like, I'm just doing what Kay knows. Kay knows that fuck it. Anna told me things. I'm gonna go hide on the 3rd floor and probably break shit because, well, Kay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun shit show. I'm looking forward to it.
Why did you do this to us?
I didn't.
You absolutely did, because you're the person that decided to end it.
I gave you information,
Lies.
and what you did with it was your own
Slander.
decision.
Bullshit and slander and lies. DM
I
is
even
the
had a
worst.
backup plan, but I don't think it will work now that they're on to us.
Well, too late for plans. I guess we're flying by the seat of our pants now, ladies and germs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next session, which will be in 2 weeks, we get to K mode this. All right, have yourselves a great
I'm
weekend.
so we're all gonna. Well, we'll live. I'm confident we'll live. In what degree of success we'll live, I have no idea.
All right, but have yourselves a great night, all. Bye.